Total industries were inspected were 62,000 industries have been inspected. I would request please keep your mic on mute.
I request all the participants kindly keep your
And we have basically 62,000 industries were inspected, and around for 114 tons of plastic was seized, and around 120 lakhs fine was imposed during this period, during the period of October to December. Next. Now, based on our experience in the last 3 months of, we have prepared a standard operating procedure for conducting the enforcement of SUV ban, and so that this enforcement drive is strengthened, and also the supply chain the focus is on to break the supply chain of the SUP items in the country. And directions have again been issued to all the state boards and the state UDDs. Now, I would just like to inform that as per the PWM rules, the state boards are responsible for the compliance with the industries, and state UDDs are required to ensure the compliance for its sale and usage in the economy. So that is why we have basically issued directions, so that joint inspections are conducted by the state boards and the state UDDs in the next 6 months, and again with the focus on the street vendors, the bus depots, railway stations, airports, and the other just to keep a proper monitoring and recording of the inspections. All reports will be filed through the field application app of the SUP compliance monitoring portal, so that we have a proper record, and the countrywide record of the inspections and the tracking of the action taken can be done on the portal. Next one. Now we switched over to the alternatives to single-use plastic items. I've already informed that we have had ministry has basically come up with the EPR notification in February 2022, and on 6th July they have come up with the notification for exempting biodegradable and compostable plastics from the SUP ban, and in line with the notifications by ministry, CPCB has prepared the SOP for the certification of compostable and the biodegradable plastics. And also in line with the 4 amendments which were made during the last 2 years, CPCB has basically prepared the we had already had the we had prepared the environmental compensation guidelines in line with the NGT direction. So these guidelines have been updated in view of the 4 amendments which were brought in by ministry, and they are available on the CPCB website. Next. So these are some of the conventional alternatives which all of us are aware: steel, glass, wood, cloth, ceramics, cardboard, and paper bamboo. Next. Then we have the compostable plastics, which is also a very established alternative now, which is used by making PLA, PHA, and PBAT. Next. This is compostable plastic bags which are now available. Now we are seeing them in the market more frequently than we used to see them a couple of months back. Next. Now, CPCB, please keep on this slide. This is an important slide because CPCB has basically certified more than 200 industries which are manufacturing compostable plastics. I wanted to inform that most of the single-use plastic items which have been banned have been can be manufactured using compostable plastics, and the certified products which CPCB is certified includes the bags, the bowls, lids, cups, glasses, straws, spoons, plates, paper cups, PLA coated boards, compostable paper products, the thermoform molded products, cups, cutlery, and the tableware. And even the tapes also, we have the compostable tapes, and the bags and sheets are the common items which are apron, gloves, a bubble roll. So we have a whole lot of items which can now be manufactured using the compostable plastics, and these manufacturers manufacturing these items have been certified by the Central Pollution Control Board. Next. Now, these are the conventional and the established alternatives to single-use plastic items. Now we have a whole range of raw materials which can be used for manufacturing these items, which include bagasse, rice husk, wheat straw, seaweeds, areca nut leaves, palm leaves, protein-based bioplastics from poultry products, polyhydroalkaline based bioplastics from agro-based water, and plastic-free water-based barrier-coated papers can be cellophane films for wrapping. So these are the new emerging alternatives. And recently, last year in September 2022, Ministry as well as Tamil Nadu Pollution Control Board, they had basically organized an expo, and which all we had representations from over 150 industries who were manufacturing these items, and they had displayed their items in the expo. And this was a very and they have now prepared a compendium of the manufacturers, so that is available on TNPCB website, and we can access them. And we are proposing to have a similar compendium for the entire country. Next. So these are basically some of the items which can be used. Agro-waste products. Next. We have wooden spoon and fork. Now they're very commonly available. Next. Areca nut plate, plant leaf plate, plant-based straws. Next. Next. Then these are the jute bags and all these are again then we have paper-based, paper coated. Just move to the next one. Next one, yeah. So these are basically the paper boards coated with barrier coated papers, which are used for making the paper glasses. Next. So we can see that for most of the items like carry bags, straws, plates, and cups, we have alternatives which are available now. Please, can you keep your mic on mute? Yeah. The now since our focus is to promote, scale it up to a, the uses, the availability is the alternatives are available. Now we have to scale this availability of these items, and they have to match the requirement of the Indian economy. Next. Now, I will just briefly touch upon the EPR guidelines also. In this, basically, we have two EPR guidelines were notified by Ministry in 2022 February. And in this, basically, there are two stakeholders. I wanted to just clarify there are two, because we have the industries here. Major two stakeholders: the plastic waste processors and the generators, which are the PIBOs, the producers, importers, and the brand owners. So the processors can issue EPR certificates based on the plastic packaging they are processing, and those certificates have to be submitted on the for fulfillment of the EPR obligations. The point to be noted is these certificates will be generated on the portal, and there is a provision for exchange of certificates between PIBOs and PWP on the portal, and there is no offline generation or transfer of the EPR certificate. So please, all of you, please note on this. And the main aim is to develop a market based mechanism for strengthening the plastic waste management system, because the basically we once the resources are available with the recycler, he will be that will get transmitted to the lower levels regarding the plastic waste management, including the collection, segregation, transport, and processing of plastic waste. But all of you, please note the certificates only through the portal, and transfer also through the portal. Next. This is a screenshot of the portal. Most of you would be aware of it. Next, please. Also, I wanted to inform that all our modules are operational on January 6th. We had launched the major modules were launched in November, and only few of the annual report modules and the audit module, etc., they were launched in January. But now our portal is fully operational, and we have more than now 4,000 5,000 produced PIBOs who are registered, and 1,600 plastic waste processors who are registered on the portal, and around 12 types of EPR certificates based on the category and the processing code, they can be generated on the portal. and they have set specific attributes which are generated from the portal. Though no offline generation of certificate is possible, and state board also has the viewing rights of the PIBO, as well state board as well as central board will have the viewing rights for the PIBO and the PWP dashboard. And we have set up the help desk as central board to address the issues raised by the industry. And CPCB is basically, and the state boards are regularly interacting with the concerned state boards as stakeholders on EPR related issues. Next. We have the leading FMCG, because FMCG groups are the major contributors for the plastic packaging. So they are basically registered on the portal. All our registered PIBOs, while registering, they have to confirm that they will not be using any single-use plastic items, and as well as they will not use bags which are less than 120 micron thickness, or a plastic packaging less than 50 micron thickness for obtaining registration. So in a way, we are able to confirm that a major sector of the economy has already it is in black and white that these industries will not be using plastic packaging. Also, the customs authority has been instructed not to permit SUP items consignments as well as the plastic packaging to be permitted only by the registered importers. So on date, we have more than 2,000 importers who are registered on the plastic portal, on the EPR portal. Next. This is basically a screenshot of how we are placed as with respect to the processing capacity of the PIBOs versus the PWP EPR target of the PIBOs versus the PWP processing capacity. So if you can look at have a look. So our PWP capacity is 144 lakh tons per annum vis-a-vis the required EPR target of 20 lakhs. So we have basically as on date, we have a PWP capacity which is much higher than what is required. Next. Next. So this is now, which is the now we are at a we are moved ahead. The registration is more or less streamlined. Now we are moving to the next stage of the compliance by the industries, and also the actions which have been taken by CPCB. We have the portals ready. We have the stakeholders registered on the portal. Now the next step is how to go ahead with the operation of the portal. CPCB has conducted training for all the registered PIBOs, PWPs, industrial associations, and the state board of officials for operation of the EPR portal, and a comprehensive guidance manual giving stepwise details for all operations have been uploaded on the EPR portal. And now this is now we are moving to the next phase, and there we have directions have been issued to all the industries that they have to upload the GST invoice for all transactions on the portal. And this was issued in December, and a notice was issued in February to for industries to update the transaction details on the EPR portal. So, and we have also issued directions to the state board to ensure completion of the physical verification of the PWPs, because as per the provisions on the centralized portal, they can generate the EPR certificates only after the physical verification has been completed. And CPCB is also regularly interacting with all categories of plastic waste processors to facilitate the generation of the EPR certificates. And they have started generating certificates on the portal, and physical verification on date has been completed for more than 800 plastic waste processors, and a certificate generation has been initiated by these industries. Next. Now, what are the compliance report requirements of the registered PIBOs? They have to basically provide the procurement and the sales details of plastic packaging as applicable on the EPR portal. And also, the next requirement is related to the EPR certificates. They have to procure the certificates and transfer them on the portal. And annual report will also be auto generated. So these are basically 3 points which the industries are required to comply. The annual report will be auto generated on the portal, and before it is filed, it has to be viewed and then confirmed. The report will be generated, but it has to be filed by the PIBOs. So these are the 3 major requirements the industries are required to comply. And as per the previous regime, there is no endorsement from the state boards or the local bodies, and no agreements with local bodies, PWPs required as in the previous regime, and also no other compliance requirements such as setting up of ETPs, APCs, landfills, OSEMs manifest system, etc., as required for compliance of emission and the effluent standards, as well as provision of hazardous waste and the biomedical waste rules. So this is just this is an overview of the primary compliance requirement of the registered PIBs. Next. Okay, I think this is where I conclude. I think there's one more slide. Just next one. Okay, I think we conclude here. This is basically an overview of the single-use plastic items and a brief of the EPR items. And I would now request the Mr. RD Bangalore to continue with their presentations. The objective is to the industries will share the various stakeholders will share their basically their experience in the single-use plastic items implementation, and we can basically have a discussions around those points. Okay, thanks everybody.
Yeah, thank you very much, ma'am, for enlightening the various aspects of the plastic manufacturers. Also, for ensuring compliance to the plastic. Also, I have highlighted for field testing of compostable plastics. Most of the queries which you are receiving also through telephone calls how to test the compostable plastics.
Not audible, sir.
Now,
Not audible.
Your voice is too low.
is it okay now?
Little bit, sir.
Yeah. Also, she has highlighted the various inspection.
We cannot hear anything.
Am I audible?
Sorry, sir, you are not audible at all.
Is it okay? Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yeah, audible, sir.
Mr. Dilajana Madam also highlighted what the various inspection and
Oh, sir, your voice is not audible. Can you please be louder?
Am I audible? Okay, am I audible, please? Am I audible?
I think we should try connecting directly through our laptop. Are you able to hear now?
Yeah, now. Am I audible to you, please?
Yes, sir. It is better, sir. Now.
Now we move to next topic on the issue of directions. Yeah, next we will move to next topic on issue of directions and the compliance of industries by Sri Ritesh Goyal. Additional Director CPCB, please. In there, upload. Sit here and do this. Please come on. Some is wrong with the system. There it is.
Answer.
Am I audible? Morning, everyone.
Sir, we'll do one thing. We'll go from the other room and we'll go, sir. Come.
Ma'am, the voice is echoing and not audible at all.
Now is it audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, madam. Okay, good morning, everyone. I'm Ritesh Guru. Is my slide visible to you?
Yes, sir, the slide is visible.
Hello. So is my slide? Vivek Mahima, can I please have your help? But my slide isn't visible.
Slide is visible, sir.
Okay.
Only audio.
Even sir, please start.
Okay. So basically, what I'm presenting today. Can we remove this? I cannot see my presentation.
Mr. Dilip, kindly mute your microphone. Mr. Dilip.
Okay. Sir, I'm having some technical. Sir, I'm having technical issues at my end.
Mr. Dilip, kindly mute your microphone.
I request all the participants kindly keep your microphone in mute, please.
Hello. Hello.
Mr. Dilip.
दिखाओ
Mr. Dilip and Hitesh, kindly kindly keep your microphones on mute.
So can we do this? Can we start with the? Can we continue with the next presentations? I'll come back to my presentation in a while. Adi sir.
Kindly upload the next presentation, please, of Dr. Murali Krishna. Dr. Murali Krishna, are you available?
Yeah, good morning, sir. Available, sir.
Mahima, kindly upload the presentation of Dr. Murali Krishna. Mahima ji, kindly upload the presentation
Yes, sir.
of Dr. Murali Krishna, please.
I'm uploading, sir.
Shall I start, sir?
Please.
Actually,
Dr. Murali Krishna, please.
not getting
Yeah.
connected.
Good morning to all of you. First of all, let me take this opportunity to thank CPCB for giving me this opportunity. Today, I would like to discuss briefly about the mission LIFE, which is newly enacted. It's basically LIFE stands for Lifestyle for Environment. So this is something not very new, which I'm going to talk, but this has a lot of relevance with current day scenario, because we all know and realize that the effects of pollution has been increasing drastically, and the effects are also we are seeing. So the basic objective or the preamble on the basis on which this mission LIFE stands is like we need a shift from the concept of use and dispose economy to a circular economy. Similarly, mindless and destructive consumption to a mindful and a deliberate utilization. So if you see globally, the average carbon footprint of a person in India is about 1.8 tons per year against a global average of 4.5 tons. Annually, approximately 500 billion plastic bags are used globally and more than 1 million bags every minute. So average person globally wastes around 2.5 liters of water in a day just for some common activities like brushing, bathing, or utensils, etc. By doing simple activities like if we turn off our electrical appliances like lights, ACs, and heaters, etc., we can save about 282 kilowatts of energy per day. Similarly, if we stop our engines during traffic signals, just by doing this activity for a time period of 30 minutes, we can save about 1 liter of fuel. Similarly, this circular economy is expected to generate about 14 lakh crores of additional revenue to the India by 2030. Next slide, please. So just by installing water efficient fixtures, we can reduce wastage of water by 30 to 40%. With this background, I start my presentation. So next slide, please. So this basically this mission LIFE is an India-led mass movement which was started under the chairmanship of our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji. So India is the first country to include LIFE in its nationally determined contributions, and the framework or the basis for this was started at the 26th session of the Conference of Parties, which was held in Glasgow, UK, November 2021. Thank you. Next slide, please. So participants can please mute your mics, please. Similarly, if you see the objectives of Mission LIFE, basically this Mission LIFE wants to have an impact and it should be a measurable one. So that's one of the core objective of this. Similarly, at least 1 billion Indians should be a part of this. That's the target which the government envisages by 2027. And by 2028, we envisage about 80% of the villages and local urban bodies are to become environment friendly. Similarly, everyone should be a part of this one. And those people who are part of this initiative and those who contribute to this system would be called as pro-planet people, PPP. Next slide, please. So why is this crucial for the world? Why there would be a question like, is this anything new which we are going to do, or was this not existed earlier? There were now, because of our activities, because of our technological advancements and other things, we are at a juncture where there is a serious problem which is impacting the world. And if we don't take steps right away or right now, so it will be next generations are going to see serious problems. Now it's our bound responsibility and duty to take steps now so that our next generations can live their lives happily. Because whatever we are enjoying today is a gift from our predecessors. Our ancestors have given us this nature, and it's our duty also to protect. So if we don't take up this, there would be a serious problem with regard to environmental degradation. Nearly 3 billion people are expected to be affected by water scarcity if there is a 2-degree global warming. Similarly, by 2050, 18% of the global GDP would be lost. According to a report published by UNEP, if 1 out of 8 billion people adopt these lifestyle habits, we can expect a carbon emission reduction by at least 20%. Next slide, please. So basically, we are envisaging 3 core shifts towards the sustainability. In phase 1, what we plan is like nudging individuals, a simple yet effective techniques by which we can reduce this impact. Similarly, in phase 2, large-scale individual demands has to be targeted. And in phase 3, we can target influencing the demand and supply dynamics, so ultimately contributing for sustainability. Next slide, please. So if, as mentioned earlier, some of the other few statistics which has an impact on mission life, like if we see, when estimated as a business scenario, if 1 billion Indians in 2022-23 follow these lifestyle habits, the impact that what we can expect by 27-28 would be like, by simple activities like if you switch off the engine in traffic signals, we can save up to 22.5 billion kilowatt of energy. Similarly, just by turning off the taps, we can save about 9 trillion liters of water. Similarly, instead of using a plastic carry bag, if we use a recyclable bag, we can save about 375 million tons of solid waste from entering the landfills. And by recycling electronic gadgets, we can save up to 0.75 million tons of e-waste. And then by optimally utilizing or by composting the food waste that is wasted in the homes and other places, we can save up to 15 billion tons of food from going into the landslides. Next slide, please. So what is India's strength? We have seen that India is always a pioneer because nature is a part of our lifestyle. We are, since ages, we are always associated with nature, and we have utmost respect for that. And we also proved our abilities. Like to give a few examples, like under this Swachh Sagar Surakshit Sagar campaign, which was convened for a period of 75 days, where massive beach cleaning activities were conducted in 75 beaches. We have cleared approximately 15,000 tons of waste. Similarly, as part of Swachh Bharat mission, we have constructed more than 100 million toilets in a span of just 7 years. Similarly, as part of this Ujjwala scheme, we had a drastic achievement of 99.8% in 2021, that all the households are supplied with LPG gases, which was earlier used to be only 62%. Next slide, please. So in mission life, there are 7 areas which we have basically concentrated. So commemorating the 75th Independence Day of India. So under these 7 key sectors, 75 actions have been proposed. So which are as follows. Next slide, please. In energy sector, I don't read all these things. These things are available. Everything is obtained from a public domain, Niti Aayog and the ministry's website documents only. Just to give a few examples, like where we can make a change by simple our lifestyle habits, like we can use LED bulbs instead of a short walk using a scooter or a car. We can go on bicycle or we can walk. Then instead of running on a treadmill, we can run in open places. We can do carpooling. Wherever there is a traffic signals, we can switch off our engines. Then So we can encourage usage of solar initiative, solar water heaters, solar rooftop panels, etc. We can use smart switches like this, and then we can go for biogas for cooking, etc. So apart from this, there are some other activities also as listed in the slide. So these are the areas where we can focus on energy sector. Next slide, please. So in water saving, especially, we can encourage rainwater harvesting schemes. Similarly, we can rejuvenate the rural water bodies. Similarly, adopt less water-intensive crops like millets. Then go for smart agriculture technologies like drip irrigation, etc. Then, if there are any leaks in water taps or these things, we can fix them. Use buckets instead of hose pipes, etc. And the AC water, which is simply wasted outside, can be recycled for other purposes like green belt or for other issues also. These are some of the measures where, if we adopt some as part of our lifestyle habits, we can do considerable amount of water savings. Next slide, please. Similarly, Divya madam has already given enough background emphasis on single-use plastics and all. So I don't repeat these things again, but to just touch upon, instead of using a disposable carry bags, we can use alternative materials which are environment friendly, which can be obtained cheaply also. Like instead of plastic toothbrushes, we can go for bamboo toothbrushes or neem combs, use recyclable lunch box or water bottles, etc. Next slide, please. So these are the some of the suggestions that emerged for sustainable food systems. Like we can encourage, we need a healthy population also, because of the lifestyle habits and the food eating habits are also changed drastically, because of which we are susceptible to many infections these days. So some active initiatives that we can take in this sector includes like encourage more number of millets in our diets. Then the food that is wasted can be composted. We can create our own kitchen gardens or terrace gardens, and then we can grow our own vegetables at our places. And we can use small plates instead of larger plates. These are some small initiatives. If we make them as part of our daily activities, the impact, collective impact, can be drastic.
Sir, your voice is distracting. Your voice is not audible, sir. It is distracting.
Yeah, maybe something. Now it's audible.
It's clear, sir.
So some of the activities that which we propose as part of Swachhata actions include like encourage uh, usage of food waste in agriculture, then use agriculture residues, animals for making compostable manuring. Then we can use our newspapers or magazines, recycle, we can use them. Then instead of throwing away the used furnitures, we can repair and we can donate it to somebody else, to who are in needy. So similarly, these are other activities which we can use, like simple, like in printing, instead of taking a single side print, we can give a command which has double side printing, that has a considerable amount of impact. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Yeah. Similarly, for e-waste, oh, sorry, by mistake I got muted. So similarly, these are some of the recommendations that emerge for e-waste management. Like instead of throwing away or discarding used mobiles or other electronic gadgets, we can get them repaired and use it. Then we can encourage usage of rechargeable lithium cells. Then instead of using pen drives and hard drives, we can store the data in cloud storage. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Yeah, this is the target that we envisage as a collective country. So we have a target of about by the end of 5 years, we want pro-planet people to be about 1 billion. That's about 100 crores. Then similarly, the number of villages that can adopt environment-friendly practices should reach about 5,15,000. Then urban local bodies about 3,700. So 766 districts we are targeting. So by the end of 5 years. Next slide, please. And to conclude, whatever the 75 activities that have been categorized under the broad seven sectors are in alignment with the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. So more or less, each action will have some of the other relevance to one of the other. In some cases, more than one Sustainable Development Goal also. So basically, to conclude, what I would say is like these are small initiatives by if we can make it as a part of our daily routine or a daily lifestyle. So together as a collective country, we can make a big difference. Let's all contribute and do this. And I think this is my last slide, right? Yeah. So with this, I conclude my presentation and I thank everyone for giving me this opportunity. So whatever I have presented is basically is an abstract from the government available public documents from the Niti Aayog and the Ministry of Environment and Forest website. I duly acknowledge all those documents and thank you one and all.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Murali Krishna, sir. Because Mission Life is the initiative taken by our Honorable Prime Minister, and all are bound to comply with it. Thank you for informing the rest of the participants about Mission Life as well. Thank you once again. Now I request Shri Ritesh Gurung, Additional Director CPCB, to speak about the directions issued to the industries on ban of SUP and the compliance status. Shri Ritesh.
Yes, Mahima ma'am, I'm online.
Yeah, thank you. You will share the presentation from your end. Should I share it from my end?
I'm sharing it, Mahima ma'am. Can you see it?
Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah, it is visible.
Okay. Wishing everyone a very good morning. Okay. Wishing everyone a very good morning. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
Okay, and my screen
Yes,
is
sir.
also visible, right? My presentation is also visible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm so sorry for the inconvenience because of technical error, and then I could not present on time. But thank you, RD sir, for giving me this opportunity. And it is what I want to do basically is to continue with what Divya ma'am had presented. And what I want to show you is the kind of action that we have taken against the industries who have not complied with the provisions of the plastic waste management rules. I'll be focusing specifically on the users of SUP, the high-end users of SUP, and also the e-commerce industries. So let me start by saying that we had issued a show cause notice to the four agencies which are listed here: Bengaluru Private Limited, Gujarat Cooperative Milk Marketing Federation, Sparsha Swap, and Pali Agro Limited, Maharashtra. So we had actually issued show cause notices to this for SAP users in the year 2022, in December 2022, and we were waiting for the response. And on 1st of February 2023, we had issued directions to 9 other units, totally 9 units, in which these 4 were also part of it. And the directions were basically to enforce the provisions of SAP ban. I will just very quickly run through the actions which the units have taken after the issue of our directions. If we look at the Bikanerwala, the company has stopped using SAP items even before 1st of July 2022, and in compliance, they have started using wooden or baggage products for cutleries, which was duly highlighted by Divya ma'am also in her presentations. And spoons, forks, trays, they all have been replaced by wooden and baggage products, and plastic sheets which are more than 50 microns are being used, and wherever possible they are using biodegradable products for packaging. So this is what the Bikanerwala has done. I just wanted to share the status of their activities. When we come to Sparsha swabs, this was kind of interesting for us because they were using plastic sticks for making earbuds, and after the issue of our directions, now they are using bamboo sticks. So and we have received response from them stating such. Just wanted to show you about this. And this is actually one of the positive changes which we have seen. When in terms of Parley Agro Limited, the firm has completely stopped selling or using plastic straws, and it is actually we are seeing this in quite a number of products, and we also see that in Parley Agro products. And the firm has replaced plastic straws with paper and compostable straws. So this is what we are seeing now. Gujarat Cooperative Milk Marketing Federation Limited. This is basically, we all know them as Amul, and we had issued them directions again, telling them that they should not be using single-use plastics, and also to comply with the EPR provisions. And over time, what they've done is they have written back to us, and they are saying that the firm has stopped using of plastic straws, and they are now switched over to biocompostable or paper straws. And they are also not purchasing anything new, which falls under the category of single-use plastics. So they have done this, and they're also complying with the provisions of the thickness, which is listed under 4.1D of the plastic waste management rules. We have also issued direction to McDonald's, and what they have said that they don't operate McDonald's in India as such, but they are doing it through third parties. And McDonald's has also committed that they will not be using. They are at the present, they are not manufacturing, importing, or stocking any of the SCP items, and also that they will not be using any of it in their activities. So this has been stated by McDonald's. Travis Food Private Limited, which we know as Baskin Robbins, and they have also clearly stated that all their SCP items, which was mainly the spoons which they were using, they have now replaced it from SCP items to wooden and paper materials. Perfectly One Melly India Private Limited, based on the directions which we had issued, they had asked us for time for compliance, and then over time, once we had issued them with the directions, they have written back to us, and then they are saying that it is being complied with. Directions was also issued to Johnson and Johnson, and the firm has started again. They were also part of the earbud thing, and they have also replaced the plastic earbuds with bamboo stick earbuds. So this is also being done, and in their items which require straw, they have also replaced it with paper straws. So quite a lot of activities is happening at the higher level, like what Divya ma'am was pointing out in her presentation also. As you can see, most of the units whom we had issued directions are now complying with the provisions of the plastic waste management rules. In continuation to that, we had also issued directions to e-commerce units. The first direction was issued on February 2022, and it was issued under the Section 5 of Environmental Protection Act 1986. We had issued directions to a total of 30 units, of which over time we have received compliance status from 20 of them. 10 had not complied, and then subsequently we have issued EC and closure notice to them by our letter number dated 25th January 2023. So I just wanted to run very quickly through the status of those units who have complied. The first one who have complied with the provisions through our direction is that the Stamp Deal Private Limited, and they are not manufacturing, we know that, and they are also trying to discontinue procurement of single-use items. Apart from that, what was also happening to see is that they are advising all sellers on their platform not to use single-use products. They are not even permitting it. So this is something which is very positive, which has come out of the directions which we have issued. Bright Light Lifestyle, they are also saying that we know them as Health Guard, and the firm is not involved in selling or usage of any banned SUP items. So they are in compliance. Hello.
1.5 metric ton per day तुम्हारा consumption है। दो गाड़ी में नहीं होगा।
Can I request
में तुम्हारा
Kindly all of you mute your microphones.
Yeah,
पहले तो गाड़ी जाने में
Kindly
कितना
mute
दिन
your
लगता है?
microphones.
Sandeep, Mr. Sandeep Kundu.
2 दिन लेगा, 2 दिन आएगा।
Mr. Sandeep Kundu.
तुम्हारा ट्रांजिट टाइम 4 दिन हो गया ना?
Mr. Sandeep Kundu.
2 plus 2.
Mr. Sandeep.
1 दिन एक्स्ट्रा पकड़ लो। 5
Okay. Let me just continue. We had also issued, as part of the 30 e-commerce industries, we had also issued directions to Naptol's shopping. And similar to Shop Plus, they have also done well. And the company has circulated email dated this one, 21/3/2022, to all the clients to stop selling of banned SUP items. So, things are happening, and because of our initiatives, it is now percolating. Commerce industries, it is percolating down to the brand owners also. And the company has checked with vendors of products and suppliers of plastic to provide them with specifications of plastic, wherein the plastic which they use for the said purpose shall now follow guidelines of PWM rules. So now notices are also being issued by them, and things are happening, and this is the one example of how the directions are percolating to brand owners also. Tata 1mg, and they have also identified the ways they are coming up with action plans on how to do everything and how to eliminate single-use plastic in their platform, and they're actually doing good. And if you look at the last one, onboarding the third vendors for assistance in the procurement of recycled plastic and the vendors for assistance in recycling process. So things are happening. Things are actually happening on the ground. Tata Click, they have written to us that they are not basically using, importing, or distributing any of the single-use plastic items. Shop Close, they have communicated the directions which we have sent to them to all their merchants and sellers which are using their platform. And the firm has also incorporated certain features in the website wherein the merchant sellers who list their products on the website for sale shall be required to provide the information pertaining to their plastic products. So now we are also hoping that because of such activities, transparency with regards to single-use plastic and plastic packaging will be more easily available to the users. Infibeam Avenues, basically they are an online platform, so they don't follow the purview of PWM rules. cart lane, they are saying that they are using 75 micron and above tamper-proof bags. Basically, they are complying with the provision of 41D, which pertains to thickness of packaging material. Big Basket, as a user of Big Basket, I can vouch for this, that they have started complying with all the provisions of the plastic waste management rules. And the company has also informed vendors to stop usage of banned SCP items. And they are also not selling it. Something has happened. Okay, Amazon has also complied, but I don't know why it is not coming here. Yeah, Kudan is another firm which has, and what they are doing is they are not listing any of the banned SCP products on an online platform, and the United online platform does not allow sellers to display the banned SCP products. So there are actually quite a lot of units. And the basic idea is to see that after we have issued direction to about 30 of the e-commerce industries, 20 of them has complied, and they have complied it to an extent which is even percolating to the end users, to the brand owners, and also a lot of transparency is coming up. Lastly, I wanted to show you this one. Out of the directions which we have issued to 30, 20 has complied, but the 10 of them has not complied. And hence, we have issued closer direction to these 10 units, 25th Jan 2023. Apart from this, we have also issued them environmental compensation of rupees 25 lakhs each. So these are the things which has happened in the field of SAP users and e-commerce industries. And this is what I wanted to share with all the participants. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, sir. Ritesh, sir, thank you so much. This is a message that the government wants to pass on, that SUP ban is happening on the ground, and the industries or the e-commerce sites which are not complying, they'll have to face the consequences. This is an initiative taken by Government of India, and it's mandatory for all of us to comply with it, starting from the industry, the generator, to the user, the end user. Thank you so much, Ritesh sir, for highlighting it. Next, I request Ramesh D. Nayak, Senior Environmental Officer from Karnataka State Pollution Control Board, to present on the enforcement of SUP ban in Karnataka. What is the status in Karnataka?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ramesh Nayak, Senior Environmental Officer from Karnataka State Pollution Control Board. I'll be briefly going through the enforcement of single-use plastic ban in Karnataka. In Karnataka, most of the banned items were, as per the CPCB, were banned in 11/3/2016 itself. The Department of Ecology and Environment, the Government of Karnataka, with notification dated 11/3/2016, banned the following single-use plastic items. The gist of the notification: no person, including shopkeeper, vendor, wholesaler, retailer, trader, hawker or salesman, shall use plastic carry bags, banners, plastic buntings, flex bags, plastic plates, plastic cups, plastic spoons, cling films, and plastic sheets used for thermocol, and plastic, which use plastic microbeads. The same manufacturing of the above items are also banned. All types of polymer-based compostable and biodegradable carry bags were also banned. Today also, the ban on the plastic carry bags is still as per the Karnataka notification only. The ban was initially very successful, but subsequently, because of the mindset, and there were also the entry of these plastic items from the other states, neighboring states, continued. Subsequently, the MOF came up with the Plastic Waste Management Amendment Rules 2021, where MOF has issued notification in 12/8/2021. As per the rule 4A, 75 microns from September 21 and 120 microns from January 23, less than 120 microns were banned. Till today, the set rules apply, but in Karnataka, however, the plastic carry bags are totally banned. As per Rule 4B, the manufacture, import, stocking, distribution, sale, and use of following SUP, including polystyrene and expanded polystyrene commodities, shall be prohibited with effect from 1st July 2020, as you are all aware. Based on the, we are closely working with the CPCB direction, and that CPCB is closely monitoring with all the state boards. Based on the direction of CPCB, the state board has taken many of the activities. The CPCB has directed to start the control room. Accordingly, the state pollution control has started the control room. The survey of manufacturing locations, site storage, warehouses for stocking and banned SUP items were conducted, and it was updated on daily basis to the CPCB portal. Survey of municipal solid waste for presence of banned SUP items were also entered. Pan India awareness campaign covering the following: regular newspaper ad, sensitization workshop with industries, field publicity activities, sensitization campaigns at marketplaces, etc. were conducted. The state board has taken up so many awareness activities take place both in the electronic media, newspapers, and in the schools, and they have conducted awareness program for the municipalities, state officers, as well as the marshals, but both the corporations who are enforcing authorities. In 30th June itself, the board has conducted the press conference wherein our Maharaja was taken as the brand ambassador for the implementation of the environmental rules and plastic ban, especially for the plastic bans. And it was given wide publicity, including the environmental compensation for the manufacturers, traders. Every day, the electronic media was utilized successfully, giving the slogans and ban on the single-use plastics and its impact on the environment. These are the banned items as per the CPCB notifications. And we got very good feedback from the public also for the awareness campaign. These are the raids conducted by our officers along with the local bodies, and we have seized nearly about 140 lakhs tons of single-use plastics. And as per the direction of CPCB, the checkposts were also with the officers were deployed along the checkpost with the police. And the industries, manufacturing activities, reprocessors were also inspected, and it was updated on a daily basis to the CPCB portal. The shops, grocery shops, vegetable vendors were also inspected, and fines were imposed. These are some of the activities, and these activities were carried along with the CPCB officials also, municipalities, and other local bodies. The airport was also inspected along with the CPCB officials to create an awareness. Now in the airport, it is totally environmental friendly. It is one of the best airport in the country. Also railway stations and bus stops, awareness were created. The government of Karnataka has constituted a state level committee headed by the Additional Chief Secretary, Government of Karnataka, and notification issued on 24/5/2021 under his chairmanship. About 5 to 6 meetings were held, and different directions are issued to the tourism department, local bodies for the implementation of single-use plastic ban. And comprehensive action plan was also submitted to MOFCC. And so the board has issued direction under EPA Act. Number of direction issued under Section 5 of EPA Act for the manufactured banned items 121 total. Subsequently, these directions are issued for the 52 units for changing the production from banned item to non-banned activity, closing the existing activity or shifting the industry. Number of proposed direction issued to the units was 36. Apart from this, in 2016 itself, board has filed about 20 complaints before the Honorable Magistrate, out of which most of the orders were in favor of State Pollution Control Board. Some other initiatives taken by the State Pollution Control Board include direction issued to raw material manufacturers in Karnataka, direction issued to e-commerce companies in Karnataka, issued direction to producers to stop the supply of raw materials for the manufacture of single-use plastic, issued public notice in major state-level newspapers in both English and local languages, conducted several meetings with concerned stakeholders, departments on implementation of CPCB direction, banned SOP, issued directions to regional officers to conduct awareness program on implementation of CPCB directions on banned SOP. Awareness work is under progress with regard to still it is continued. A letter is addressed to deputy commissioners, CEOs to implement the ban on notification of top driver. As per the direction of CPCB, the board is conducting inspections of different entities and the quantity of banned SOP seized and penalty imposed are as follows. Number of entities inspected, total 1,25,661. Number of violations reported, 78,510. Number of challenges used, 2,10,996. Total quantity of plastic seized, 620 metric tons. Total amount of fine imposed, 150 lakhs. As per the direction of CPCB, register POBs, PWPs under CPCB is a central portal, and the details of the registered units till date are as follows. Number of registered POBs 265 and number of registered PWPs 95. The physical verification of all PWPs are completed and most of them are issued with the certificate. Apart from this, board has conducted meetings with the most of the brand owners, especially with the packaged drinking water suppliers, Kindle, Pepsi, to come out with environmental friendly bottling units. For example, for the PET bottles, what we are using, they are using both rigid plastics, PET and cap. We have requested them to remove the labels to come out with solution for that, so that some portion of the problems are solved, and it will be helpful for the recyclers.
You should tell them.
And the main problem with the implementation is the change the mindset of the people, and also the manufacturers, plastic manufacturing. And it is a very easy way to manufacture, but they have taken it as challenge. They are producing more and more SOPs, which has become a big problem for the state. And also the people are they don't want to change the mindset for the come for the alternative. And one more problem faced in the state now, the compostable plastic plastic items are into the market. The problem with they also look similar to the plastic. The disposal, they are disposed with the dry items. Or also they request a separate segregation for composting. They are disposed with the dry waste, and it will go to the for the cement kilns. That is the problem. With this, I will conclude this one on the implementation of single-use plastic in the state of Karnataka. I thank CPCB Regional Directorate for giving me an opportunity to present the status of Karnataka. Thank you.
Sir, thank you, Ramesh sir, for giving us the status of SUP ban in Karnataka. It's very clear that all the states are enforcing the ban, and in particularly in Karnataka, the BBMP, the state UDD department, the urban development department, all are part of it, all are part of the enforcement drive as well. And monthly they are carrying out the surprise inspections, so that wherever the street vendors at the interstate borders, everywhere they are having a checking as well. And whatever SUP items are there, banned SUP items, it is observed, it is being confiscated. Thank you so much, sir. May I now request Vijay Kumar, Shri Vijay Kumar, President, Karnataka State Polymers Association, to make a presentation on measures to address the challenges faced by the industries. So, as a regulator, we have tried to enforce the ban, but from the industry side, what are the challenges that the industries are facing? So this, I think, Shri Vijay Kumar will be able to present it. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mahima, and thank you, the Regional Director of Bangalore CPCB and the CPCB to organize this workshop on the alternatives to SUPs and what the industry is going to face by changing over to alternative. My presentation will be only restricted to what the industry is in facing the problems in changing over to the alternatives. So, as everyone is aware, there are about 88,000 units across the country, both organized and unorganized, which were affected by the single-use plastic. And in fact, this sector was contributing almost about 30% of the India's GDP and the second largest employer in the country. Now, what are the disadvantages we faced as an industry is that the single-use plastic product producers experienced a decline in the business because of the alternatives not available for the banned SUP products, and also unemployment due to non-availability of the alternatives, because whatever the industries have gone out from production of SUP could not change over to the alternatives because the alternative products input material was not available to change over. That was one of the biggest problem. Second, the costing, the commercial viability of changing over to alternatives was a big disadvantage for the industry, because the end users did not change over to the alternatives because it was it was costlier, and the supply demand was not meeting the requirement of the alternatives which was banned in India. As our previous speaker, Mr. Ramesh Naik of the Local Pollution Board has emphasized, the alternatives changeover has not taken place because the alternatives are not available for the conventional plastic which people were using. Now, banning single-use plastic actually has affected majorly the MSME, which was involved in the packaging industry supplies, and that was majorly supplied to the food and health industry because their consumption of those products was very high. Now the alternative materials to replace that is not available, and now they are not able to change over to the alternatives because of the non-availability of the alternatives, for which the industry is not able to pump into the market because of the various factors what I told in the previous slides about the commercial viability and the availability of the raw material.
Mr. Ashish, kindly mute your microphone. Ashish Jat, JK Cement. Kindly mute your microphone.
See, now the government has emphasized the alternative has to be the bioplastic compostable products. Now for this, in India, no one is manufacturing the input raw material like PLA, PBAT, which is 100% we are depending on the imports. Now with the international market having problems with the freight movements, availability of the material, and sudden changeover of alternatives to SUP products into alternatives product like bioplastic, because biodegradable in the country no one has been approved, and not even oxo-degradable. The compostable products, there are more than about 166 manufacturers already in the country, but they are not able to pump into the market the required alternative products of various compliances also, which the Ministry of Environment has put on in the SOP for the compostable products, which I will just take that subject in the next slides. Now, to add it to this, the current machines can change over to the alternatives compostable, but their production capacities will drastically come down when compared to the conventional plastics. This is one of the major problems the industry is facing, and to change over to that, we are not being given with any incentives by the government or MSME. When this ban was imposed, the industries were not incentivized to change over to the compostable bioproducts, which is an alternative to the banned SUP products. See, it may look very nice to say SUP banning will improve the environmental what you call the conditions and the littering of the plastics will reduce. But the problem is the consumers are not having the alternatives. That is the main reason now this SUP ban for a overall period, because from July 22 onward is banned. Till today, it has been not able to be removed from the market 100% because the alternatives have been not been able to pump it in the market, because especially the hoteliers, caterers, then the food industry, they will not be able to afford such a high costly material, even if it is not produced in a volumes and it is affordable to the means conventional plastic, at least maybe by 2 times. But here the difference is more than 3 to 4 times. That is where the industry is not able to compete with the market by pumping in the products with a costlier conversion. Now, what we have developed the environmental friendly compostable products. That is the one is the expense, as I told you. Then sourcing of the raw material, because it is totally imported. Geoengineering of the proper compostable materials means the productions on the existing machine has to be modified, and technically it has to be upgraded so that the outputs are on at least on par with the conventional plastic which has been banned. And passing on legislation that demands eventual discard of the manufacturing plastics. See, that is also one of the biggest challenge industry has faced, because we were all issued with the consents for the conventional plastics. To change over to the compostable products, again we have to approach to the local pollution control boards for the change in the production. That is one more the problem the industry is facing, because of the consents modules to be changed in their local boards. And the alternative, whatever is suggested by the government, it is in a very it's in a micro level. It has not gone to the macro level because of the various reasons what I emphasized in the previous slides, like import and the increased cost. And in India, it will come with a premium because it's the imported material is so high with the today's exchange rate of the US dollar. So it is very difficult for the market to compete with a low cost, because the conversion cost as well as the raw material is very high and the production is very low. So our per piece cost of pumping to the market will be high as compared to a conventional plastic which has been banned. See, this is what I was emphasizing. The government has to come with some incentives for the industries, like what I mentioned in the first slide, 88,000 industries, both organized and unorganized. Because in India, maybe around 12 to 13,000 industries are registered through the pollution boards. They have got the valid consents. For them also to change over, they require at least incentives in the form of technological TUF, at least up to 50% to the industry who change over to the alternative with the present machinery what they have and which they were producing with the conventional plastic, so that genuine compostable products, bioplastic products are pumped into market. And as informed by the earlier speakers regarding the fake products coming, like, no, I am not bioplastic, I am not a plastic, I am not. Such products can be controlled by pumping in a quality products from a quality manufacturers. Now, the making SUP pollution free, it's not going to be an easy task, and it is not only the responsibility of the stakeholders like we, the industry, nor the government for taking, for instance. Here we will have to involve from the reverse direction. First, as in the previous presentation by Dr. Guru, the director of CPCB, the way the brand owners have been given notice and they have been educated to change over to the alternatives. These people, if they start putting their products with alternatives, then the industry also can start producing those products and pump into the market and supply to the FMCG companies, both at all the levels. So in this direction, we require support from everyone, not only the producer or the government, everyone up to the end user. If everyone is supporting, I think SUP ban and alternatives can become a success in India. See, the major one of the alternative which in India we consume more is the straws. So the straws are not easily available in the country, whether it is reputed brands like Starbucks, Coffee Day and all, or to the end users like people who make juices, then what you call the coconuts, people tender coconuts, what is consumed during the summers. A lot of people require the straws. Now the alternative to the straws again with the compostable again requires some push, and with some incentives for that particular industry, I think that will also go a long way for industry to revive and pump in the alternative products in a desired manner. So as I was telling, there is a long way for the entire country, including the state governments, to enforce the notified ban and to become free from single-use plastic. Again, everyone's contribution, starting from the raw material suppliers up to the production and pumping into the market by the producers, will definitely take a what you call the role in reducing this single-use plastic across the country, as what our Honorable Prime Minister wants to keep India free from single-use plastic. Now, at the last, I would request the CPCB and the Ministry of Environment to at least modify the SOP on the compliances for the alternatives to be pumped in the market, especially the compostable bioplastic products. Because this is the compliances, what has been mentioned in the SOP, takes a long way to pump the product in the market. The minimum period, at least it takes about 9 months from the day it is gone for a testing till it is pumped into the market. In this direction, we require the support of the government, and the industry will be very happy to produce the alternatives in a large scale and give it to the market to use it and minimize the littering of the other plastic which has been banned. See, now in the SOP, what it mentions is that the compostable products has to be certified by the CPET before it is get the certification from CPCB. The cost involved in each product for making taking the certificate is almost about 4 to 5 lakh rupees, and it involves from 90 days to 180 days to get a certificate. And after the certification, then the product has to be pumped into the market. This is where we are having a request to the CPCB as well, MOFF. That is, see, in the SOP, what we request is that, like in the case of conventional plastic, the raw material producers like Reliance, IOCL or GAIL or Aldia, they issue a certificate of the food grade. And the product, whatever they are manufacturing, that certificate suffices the production of that particular material. So in same way, CPCB can modify whoever is supplying the raw material, compostable bioplastic raw material, their certification can be used by the producers of the compostable products using their compound. With some riders, the riders can be, see the riders what in the local, in our Karnataka Pollution Board also we have given this proposal and it is in the pipeline for implementation. See, the person who is supplying the compostable compounds can give to the local board these details, like what is the detail of the producer who has supplied that compostable and through which agency is selling that product, and what is the material specification. It could be straw, it could be spoon, it could be anything of the banned SOP item, date of production and the batch number, and the CPCB certificate number of the raw material from where they procured that compound, and the customer care. So that this will, on a packing cover, if this is given, this can always be checked by the implementing authority for cross verification, and if anything is found mischievous, the actions can be taken immediately. And you can also ask for a 6-month report, as it is already there in SOP, giving details of the raw material given to the producers who are converting in the compostable bioplastic products. And every month before 10th, the local boards or the brand owners, retailers can give their entire details as per this. like no EPR registration is compulsory, name of the retailer or wholesaler, GST number, EPR registration and quantity intended to supply to the market every month, so that there will be a figure which is available hand. What is the quantity is being pumped into the market as an alternative to the SUP. With this slides, I thank the board for giving me an opportunity to present industry perspective for the alternatives. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vijay Kumar sir. It was wonderful to understand what are the industry perspectives. Before we go to the next presentation, I just want to put forth few things, actually few points. You know, the average working life of a carry bag is just 15 minutes. So people, the plastic items, it's so cheap that every section of the society, starting from a rich to poor, is able to afford it. And since it's very cheap, we don't tend to reuse it. We just tend to dispose it each time after the use. Why the ban? This is the necessity of the ban that came up. And because people are not judiciously using the things. And it's wonderful to know that there are teething issues, and how to streamline the things. You brought your perspectives, how to enforce and how to streamline so that industries also do not suffer. Thank you so much, sir, for highlighting those points. It will be definitely taken to the highest authority possible so that all these issues can be addressed. Thank you, Vijay Kumar sir. Now I request Dr. Manoranjan Biswal, senior scientist from CPCB, to explain to us how to certify the compostable products. In the previous slide also, Dr. Vijay Kumar mentioned that people are facing issue with the certification. Now I request CPCB to clearly to clarify to all of us how the certification is done and what is the procedure involved. Over to you, sir, Dr. Manoranjan Biswal.
Good morning. Thanks for giving me the opportunity. Actually, this is a nice platform to tell about the compostable products and compostable certifications. So, before going to these things, just I want to share slides. The terminology and definition. Generally, people they think that biodegradable and compostables. So there is a confusion between the peoples that what is biodegradable, what is compostable, what is oxo-degradable. So a lot of terminology is there nowadays. If you see, the biodegradable plastics are generally derived from corn, sugar, and different types of starch components are there. And these biodegradable plastics are generally decomposed by the active organisms or microbes, and they divided to carbons, waters, biomass. Like that, they disintegrated slowly, and finally they decompose in the soil. So generally in India, or you can see in everywhere in the world itself,
Sindhu, kindly mute your microphone. Sindhu.
I'm sorry.
Two leading bio-based plastics are available. That is one is starch. That is starch. You know everybody that is what is starch. And another is polylactic acids. So these two majorly cover 60% of all bio-based plastics. So if you see all these biopolymer classifications, the majorities are renewable resources, such as like a polylactic acid, cellulose, soya-based plastics, starch plastics. This is one category where these biopolymers are taken into consideration for different types of products. And another one is microbial synthesized materials, which is just like a PHA, that also coming under the biodegradable. That PHA, polyhydroxybutirates, these are also coming under microbial synthesized. And other tools, what is they are petro-based and petro-bio-based. This is generally they are taking, but that is sometimes it's take longer time. So biopolymers, biodegradable polymer, compostable polymers. So this is a generally whenever we're counting this all terminology, so a lot of things to be know. So one by one, I'll tell you what is the clarification and how to get a clarity. So these common things generally what we are using. This is a PLA and thermoplastic starch and polyhydroxybutyrate. So these are the common three sources are there currently available. And in India, as of now, we are generally importing all these PLA and PBATs materials. Only the starch, few industries are there. They are thermoplastics starch they are preparing, but they are not able to prepare as per the final products. So whatever may be straw or cutlery or whatever may be there. So the formability or plasticity of this thermoplastic styles is still going on. If you see bio-based and biodegradable, okay, so everybody think that my material is bio-based. Okay, if it is a bio-based, whether it is biodegradable, it's not like that. If it is a bio-based, it's not necessarily that it is a biodegradable. So bio-based, many people telling my material is bio-based, so it is degradable. But it's not like that. It's not like a simply, it can be biodegradable, you cannot claim. So generally, biodegradable plastics are white, which generally we can put into the means open atmosphere or some soil or compost conditions. Then it's converted by the help of the bacteria, fungi, or algae. That is divided into water, carbon dioxide, and methane. And finally, we get the biomass and inorganic compounds. So like this systems has happened, and it is going by different stages. So now you can see what is different actually. So generally two methods are there. You can see many people compostability and biodegradability. Two terminologies are there. Compostability, if I say here, if I take a paper, simple paper, and I can tell this is compostable or biodegradable, everybody will tell, okay, both are same only. But not like that. All the plastics or any products or any types of paper or board or compostable, they need a conditions. They need an environment. Environment such as compost or soil. So in case of compostability, that PLA, PBET, whatever you are telling, this is all compostable plastics. So compostable plastics means it is under composting conditions. Not like that anywhere I can throw a plastics, where I can throw a products, it is degradable. It's not like that. So people have an assumption that, okay, my things is biodegradable or my thing is compostable. So anywhere it can do, not like that. You can put it into these certain conditions. So conditions is required where microorganisms can grow, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, water is required. Then only this material is compostable. So generally compostable also follow two standards. So generally compostable, when we do it, there is a standards aerobic digestions, another is anaerobic digestions. So whenever we go to the aerobic digestions, we need air, we need oxygen, so that this
Can you kindly mute your microphone?
when we go for the anaerobic digestions, we don't need any air. So this is the two conditions when we do the compostable test. So compostable is a different thing. When we go for the biodegradable parts, when we go for the biodegradable parts, biodegradable is also a same process, but they are soil we are taking. We are taking the soil at general
Mr. Mahendra Mehta.
at room temperatures.
Mr. Mahendra Mehta, kindly mute your microphone. Mr. Mahendra Mehta. Mr. Mahendra Mehta.
हाँ मी मौका भेगेला एक बाजू एक त्यांच्याकडे चेक पण दिली तो काय पडेल एक लेडीज पडीला हाँ एक में लेके बैठी खाता में मेंबर्स पर
Host can mute them from that. No, host can mute it.
और चार्जेस जो लगाने वाला के ट्रांजैक्शन चार्जेस सब नहीं लगाड़ी कटे जी इन्फॉर्मेशन है फ्रॉम मार्च 31
Amit, kindly mute everyone.
मेरी चेकबुक नहीं है मतलब आतोनी की मैं आरो में जाऊं कि मैं वो करियो को मैं आंध्र बैंक मर जू तो मुगा करूं पैसे अगर मुझे अकाउंट खाला क्लोज करोगे मैं मारे लॉकर भी जाए तो कि ना वो मैं आरो में तो ने आता थोड़ी की लेटर लगी ना पास की लेटर लगी दी दो देखा आता मुझे करो आरो में हमारा फोन पे ना वो कराओ यू कांट टू चेक दो नंबर का बता दे कर सकते
Host can mute it now from their system, please.
My office is controlling and is calling them.
कोई जीएसटी नहीं कुछ नहीं
It is controlled by
ऐसे
CPCB.
बंदे करो हैं कोई जीएसटी में जो कुछ नहीं हुआ वेरे धंधे को माल नहीं मिलेगा माल नहीं मिलेगा
Mute him, no.
हाँ अरे ये तो है ना हवाला है ना कुछ साल में हवाले बस नहीं बेटा हवाले नहीं हाँ बस हमारी फीस में तो क्या करे भी है ना अभी भी देख बिल किसी को बिल देते ना चेक देते ना पैसा नहीं देते कैश आता है नहीं क्या सही नहीं सब जना बोलता है बैंक में मेरे पास पड़ा है अभी तो मैं बोल दिया भाई बिल लेना है तो लो कैश वैश
Dr. Manoranjan, few of them, they could not fully understand the compostability and biodegradability. I request you to explain them from the beginning, please, due to this inconvenience.
Okay. So again,
अभी क्या है मालूम है किराना में क्या तो अपने बॉम्बे
yeah, now again means just
वो भी उसको फोटो दिखता है नेक्स्ट पेज पेमेंट क्या बोलते हैं पेमेंट वो क्यूआर कोड का फोटो दिखता है नेक्स्ट क्या देता है
Sir, I request you to mute this person from your end. You have the rights actually.
भाजी ले लो वो भी वो कार्ड रखी हुई है स्कैन कराओ अभी क्या है ना दिल्ली यहाँ तो मालूम नहीं है दिल्ली में तो सीधा आवाज आता है
And can you mute them or otherwise you can remove from meeting as well? The host can remove anyone, na?
Yeah, actually, it is controlled from CPCB Delhi, sir.
Please
message
them that so that this person should
Now
be
is muted. Kindly continue, sir.
okay. So once again, there is some disturbance. So once again, I'm repeating. So these two words people should not confuse. One is compostability, and second one is biodegradability. Compostability generally in compost conditions. So there we required some the condition I'll tell you in next slides. So there what happened, two methods are there. One is aerobic and another is anaerobic, where we follow some standards. And what are the standards are there? So one by one I'll tell you that can be done by the standards. And when you go for the biodegradability, so in that case of biodegradability, that also same process, but here we are not taking any compost. We are taking as a soil, and where three different stages we'll do. One is biodegradation, fragmentations, then assimilations. Like these three different stages are there. Then only when these products are going into the soils and dissolved in the soils, then only you can say the biodegradability. So if we see here, so this when we put this materials or compostable material into the soil or compost, this microbial or bacteria or fungi the living organisms started in the soil, and they start eating in all, and they give they got the nutrients. The ones the nutrients they got, the animal residues are there, and they converted into carbon dioxide. Once, just like us, when we take food and we release carbon dioxide, this microorganisms start growing into the soil or compost, and they eat this material and they release the carbon dioxides. And from the carbon dioxide evil, what are the carbon dioxide is there and how much carbon dioxide is there, and what is the soil parameter, whether the soil pH level and what is this soil water level, all these things we measure, and then only we go for this microbial biomass carbon. And biomass generally when it's born, it is given to oxygen to the atmosphere, and the cycle is again carbon dioxide is returned to the atmosphere and goes to the environment. So this is a complete cycles. So we can see when we go for the type of biodegradations, generally biodegradations are generally as per this aerobic degradations and anaerobic degradations are there. In case of aerobic degradations, there is a free flow of oxygens, just like we do in our lab. In our lab, in CPET lab, Bengaluru lab, we have both the facility we have, where continuation of oxygen supply is there. So once in the soil or in the compost, oxygen is there, microorganisms will grow, they eat this compost, and they eat this sample also, and they release carbon dioxides and biomass and waters. And by measuring this all these methods, we can see how much degradations has happened, how much carbon dioxide is evolved. If you see another terminology, people are telling photodegradation. What is that photodegradation? Photodegradation is nothing but when there is a light, UV lights is fall onto these samples, just like film samples. So it is deteriorate and defragmented into smaller particles. And that does not mean that it is biodegradable. It may get a fracture, it may convert into microplastics, it may got into smaller components, but we cannot say it is a biodegradable. So photodegradable does not mean it is a biodegradable. So that we have to remember the concepts photodegradable and biodegradable is fully different. Again, oxo-biodegradable, another one is there. This is method also there, but in India, generally we follow compostable study, and another one standard is there, a biodegradable study, that is 17056, two standard we adopted. Oxo-biodegradations, it is a two-stage process. Means oxo means we have to put the films or the product into the sun, and then UV lights will fall. then it is defragmented. Once it is defragmented, this defragmented goes to soil or compost. Then we see the compostability studies. So this is a multiple process, two processes there. So first you have to go to the OXO, second biodigestions. But as of now, neither CPCB, neither our Ministry of Environment and Forest, they have not approved OXO biodegradable. It may adapted in the Middle East countries and other countries they are adopting, but in our country, because of the microplastics issues are there, so that is why it is not implemented fully as of now. So all this process depend upon the life of the materials. Generally, you can see in the slides, plastics bags, coffee bags, straw, all have a life. So once there is a life, so it's like 450 years also, 500 years also, 400 years also. Even if in simple paper, whatever we are writing in our vegetables, that also takes 5 days to 1 month. Even if paper also 2 to 5 months. But if you are putting a paper into the decks, or if you put the paper into the library hall, it will not going to degrade because there is no such atmosphere. So it has to remember that suppose we prepare a biodegradable product also or compostable product also, if you are throwing like anything and littering habit is not gone from our end, then it is just like a non-biodegradable materials. So that is why littering habit and proper collection and segregations and putting into the composting conditions or environmental condition is very essential. So we have to take care, and government has to take care after development of compostable plastic also. It should be segregated properly. Then also only you can get a value. So this mechanism is like that. We see these biodigestions because of this different types of we are putting into the outsides. So they have a life. They are a different process are there. This is more bit technical, where hydrolysis, bulk erosion, surface erosions are there. So I'm not going to details. So directly I will start. What is the methods are available? So we can see biodigestions. So generally you can see these are the standards. National and international standards are there. In our country, we follow ISO 17088, which is a serial number. You can see last 110. This is the amendment 1, 2021, it is amended. And another is 178856, that is a serial number 7. And now another temporary standard, ISO standard 17499 also there. There is a temporary standard also recently CPCB has launched. These are the standards we follow, and all the biodigestion test has to be followed under these standards. Many people ask CPET, why you are taking 6 months of time, why you are taking 8 months of time. Now I am going to clear that why it is taking so much time. Just I am giving one examples. So when we go for this biodegradable plastics, I'll leave it. So when I go to the biodegradable plastics, first what we do, we take the aerobic biodigestions. That is as per the standard 17088 and these compostable conditions, ISO 17088. So once we get the product, once you get the samples, we have to make ready this, all the factors we have to see. What is this polymer? What is the density? What is the nature of the polymer? What is the structure of the polymer? How much microbes can attack? This we do first, any cell study we do. What is the carbon content? What is the biomass contents? What is the soil content? What is the compost contents? Initially, we do the study. So once this compost is ready, then only we take the assignment and go for the biodigestion test or compostable test. So this fast standards aerobic digestions, where we do 17088, that is the latest version is 2021. In these things, what we do, compost, once this compost is ready, we see the compost, whether this pH, suppose anybody know, if it is the compost is acidic conditions, then microbe will not grow. If carbon nitrogen ratio is less or more, moisture contents is not there, solids is there or not, that also we check. So all this compost we prepare as per the 17088, we prepare the compost, and the compost should not be 2 to 4 months. That is also another criteria. So the compost is free from sand, free from the stone, free from the any other organisms. So let me check it and prepare the compost. Once the compost is ready, we can go for the next steps. This is, you can see our biodigestion machines. So this is the machines look like this. In this machine, we put the compost. We put the compost with your tested material. We put the compost with the negative material, which is not at all materials. And this entire temperature has to maintain by 58 degrees centigrades. This total biodigestion incubator, you can see, it is required 58 degrees centigrade. It is written in the standards. And it is not like that we can accelerate the conditions. Make a microorganisms, they can accelerate it. but there is no such method so that we can accelerate the condition and do the testings. So these conditions we have to prepare, and we see these microorganisms can grow in the compost, and they started eating these samples, starch, negative material, and meantime we check in 10 days interval, 84-day interval, what is the carbon dioxide evolved. And this carbon dioxide, what are the carbon dioxide is evolved, that will go to the down. You can see another bottles are there. In that bottle, the carbon dioxide will go, and there we are keeping the barium hydroxide. So once it goes to the barium hydroxide, it is converted to barium carbonate, and there we can see the percentage of carbon dioxide evolved and calculate the percentage of degradations. This is the entire method. So once this total methods, as per the standards, it's required 6 months, means 180 days. Standard tell that suppose after 180 days, your material is not crossed the 90%, so we cannot certify it a compostable plastics or compostable material. It should reach 90% of degradation. Suppose it's reached the 90%. Now suppose your material is reached the 90% degradation. Then also we cannot say this material is compostable, because if your material mix into the compost and corrode the whole soil. So that is why we go to the next stage and put some plants and see the plants growth. We see how the plants is growing, whether the plants is growing properly or not. We put two types of plants, monocotyledonous and dicotyledonous. Both the plants are putting the plants. We see the growth of the plants. The plants growth is proper. Plants is growing. Plants developments and there is no. We are giving 20 seeds and 20 seeds are germinating in general one, and your material dissolve one same. If it is okay, then only you can see okay. This it is not corrode the atmosphere, soil atmosphere. Again, sometimes many people, what they do to make their plastics to be compostable, they put some heavy metals. So that also there is a criteria. We see the heavy metals, whether the heavy metals is there or not. If the heavy metals is more, then also these plastics are not acceptable. So we cannot say the heavy metal content should be less than the requirement. We can see here the aerobic. Another one is they see. Many things generally you can see small particles are there, micro particles are there. So many people they think that okay, once these materials are there, they are fragmented and get into these smaller particles. It is not visible, so they can say mine is degradable. It's not like that. It's not visible only, but it is not degradable. So that is where another standard is there. That is 6954 oxo biodegradation standard, where we do these oxo. That is there is a fragmentation of the material. Then we go to the biodegradation. Biodegradation, again, same things we have to follow, compost, and again we see the percentage of carbon dioxide evolved and percentage of biodegradation. This is another standards. Then another one standards is there where we can follow 3 methods. That is, we put some exposure, then we put some composting conditions, then we plant growth. Nowadays in the latest standards, it is implemented that earthworm growth also should be there. So that is why we have to follow the OECD guidelines. There is a guidelines is there OECD. In the OECD guidelines, we have to follow the OECD guidelines. I can show the OECD guidelines. These are the 3 guidelines: OECD 208, 222, and 211. As per the recent standards, we are seeing the plant growth. We are showing the earthworm growth also. Suppose your material is dissolved or your material is compostable and the growth of earthworm is not proper. There is no proper growth of the earthworm. Then also it cannot be taken into consideration as a compostable plastics. So that is why earthworm reproduction test also essential. And in this current standard, it is very, very important. And this is taken 2 months of time. We have to do for 2 months and see the earthworm growth. If your material want to go to this aquaria, you can go for the water or some sea or something you have to do. Then another animals are there. There is Daphnia. So they are also put some Daphnia. There is a microorganisms or there is a small animals are there. Parent animals are there. We put your material, dissolve material into this water and develop the Daphnia and see the growth of Dalphia magna. So these all tests also required. So that is why you just think what are the tests are there. The 6 month, after the 6 month test also, we need to see the plant growth. We need to see the earthworm growth. Then only you can say these plastics are or these metals are compostable. So this complete duration is 6 months. So in this complete duration, we check this entire temperature, carbon growth, and oxygen growth, and microorganism growth. All these things we check. This is all about the compostable plastics. Another one standard is that is biodegradability. Now we can switch over to biodegradable. Compostable and biodegradable both are different. Compostable, which is under composting conditions. Once again, I'm repeating here, under composting conditions. But biodegradables, it is under soil conditions. So biodegradable, just like PLA, PHA, and PBET, these are all compostable plastics, not biodegradable. So there is no such confusion will be there. Now people are developing different types of material and they're claiming biodegradable. And for biodegradable, there is a standard 17556. That is 2019 versions are available. In that versions, we need soil under 25 degrees centigrade. But in the compostable standards, we are taking care of 60 degrees. But here we are taking 25 degree temperatures, and other terms and conditions are same. Only we need to say the soil atmosphere. There we are taking the compost atmosphere. Here we are taking the soil atmosphere. And there you are taking 6 months. Within 6 months, we are getting the results. But this test is required 2 years. So it is a quite long test. So 2 years you have to do similar kinds of testing under soil conditions. So people should remember both terminology is different. So any plastics or any plastics product or any plastics films are compostable or biodegradable. As of now, many are compostable. Many biodegradable people are claiming. And people are telling, I'm not a plastics. It's very funny to say I'm not a plastics. So it's not like that. It's a plastics, but it is a compostable plastics. So you should mention properly CPCB certificates and number. And it is a compostable plastics as per ISO 17088 or ISO 17056. That things you have to remember, but not a plastics, I'm not a plastics, I'm plastics free. These are the terminology CPCB, neither any guidelines are telling. So people be careful for these types of terminology. Again, so another is there, anaerobic, which is, we have that facility also, but in these conditions, we are not putting any oxygen. Simply in a closed chamber, we do the test, and this test also require minimum 90 days. So altogether, this test condition is 6 months plus earthworm plus plant growth. So it will take near to 6 months to 8 months per test. And once the test is started, if it is 90% achieved, then only you can give a complimentary certificates or interim report. And once all the test is over, means biodigestion is over, earthworm is over, toxicity is over, all the tests over, then only you can give the complete certifications. So people are asking why now we can know why it is taking 6 months of time or why it is taking 8 months of time. But always remember, it depends upon the plastics material or plastics products. Suppose your product is very thin. Okay, definitely it can be dissolved in very or disintegrated or degraded in very less times. If you see a tree trunk and compare with a leaf, tree trunk will take a long time because of more thickness. So that is why thickness also play major roles. Product quality also, product validations also, product specification also play a major role. But as per the standard, we cannot go to more than 6 months. Maybe 3 months, maybe 4 months, it is degradable, depend upon the materials. But maximum we can go up to 6 months. So these are the facilities required for the testings. So not only that biodigestion facility required is connected to FTA, DSC, TGA, UV, lot of instruments are involved. So it is not like that simply you can put the soil and get the data and give you the report. So all micro analysis is required and everything is been reported into the report. And once we release the report, our graph will be look like this. So you can see here the graph of sample with cellulose. So the red one is cellulose, which is the reference material, is completely drinkable. And this another one is your sample. Suppose you have submitted one sample. This is an example of a PBET sample. So PBET sample is getting after how many days? You can see down, x-axis down, number of days, and y-axis we can see the degradations. So if it is completely degradable, only for generally cellulose will happen. For sample case, once it is 90% achieved, we are giving. So like this, we are giving the report. And certifications are given by CPCB, not by CPET. CPET is only give the test results. So once your test results is okay, you got the 90% degradations, everything is fine, then you got the test results with the validity of these things, then you can apply to CPCB to get the final certificate. So once you got the certificate, you can put the, as per the norms and rules, you have to follow the rules and regulation and sell your products. So this is some examples I'm giving. This is for a PLA material. That is pigment material. This is polyethylene. In case of polyethylene, you can see if you are a polyethylene material and you are telling me CPET or to any organization to do the compostable study, they can do the compostable, but the result is you can see the results. It is not achieving 90% at all. So it is a failed. So generally, compostable, as we everybody know, polyethylene or polypropylene or other metal is not a compostable plastics. So you should not go for this. Otherwise, you also waste your time and money. So that is why you have to see which category, whether it is a compostable category, whether it is a biodegradable category. If it is a compostable category, go for the 17088. If it is not compostable category, it is going for the alternate 17056. That is another soil methods. So before going to the any test, just clear yourself what is your waste material, what is your waste, you know your material. Your material, you know what is behind the structure. You know, that is why before going to these final testings, you just check the feasibility which is going on, or else you can ask CPET to get a suggestions and you can go for the biodegradation test. So this is all about the testing protocols and testing facilities. And thanks all. And any further, so we have in CPET Bengaluru also, we have the facility for the same. You can come anytime and see the facility and get the knowledge about what is the process are there, how to do this certification process, so that it can be a better understanding. Because this is a need of our, as single-use plastic is banned. So we need an alternate resource. And resource is what? Compostable products is a resource. So this resource we have to see, but in a proper way, not in a confusion way. It is in a proper way. So be free to contact CPET, and we are always with you. And CPCB always guiding, and CPCB we have collaboration, so we don't have any problem to get the solution properly. Thanks a lot for giving me the opportunity and tell about the compostable plastics. And I am very much thankful to CPCB for this platform. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Manoranjan. It was very enlightening. Indeed, biodegradable, oxo-biodegradable, compostable, it's invariably used. As you rightly pointed out, in the market, we get to see all this. I'm not a plastic, I'm oxo-biodegradable. But the difference between everything is being so well explained. Thank you so much. And we are extremely glad that CPET has started its testing center in Bangalore as well. So this will help a lot of industries across. So every time each one had to run with their product to Chennai itself, But now since it's opened in Bangalore, and you also told that there are 2 machines and you can do 10 products at a time testing. Wonderful, sir. Thank you so much. Now I request Shri Mohammad Ashwaq to make a presentation on the alternatives to all banned items. So here I would like to inform that wherever alternatives were available, those items were banned. Wherever easily alternatives were not available, those were brought under the purview of the EPR mechanism. So EEL Plasto is one of the largest compostable product manufacturer in India. Today he'll be presenting on alternatives to the banned items. And first time in India, he's also brought a compostable film banner to this platform, which is an highlight of today's program as well. Over to you, Shri Mohammad Ashwaq.
Thank you, Mahima Madam. First of all, I'd like to thank CPCB for giving me an opportunity to address in this platform about the alternatives for single-use plastics. So, I am Mohammad Ashwaq. I am heading Plastobag group of companies. We are one of the leading our largest compostable bag manufacturer today. So before I talk about compostable, I would like to just share my story a little bit, and then I'll move on to the products that what we manufacture and what the industry can manufacture, to be precise. So Plastobag group was started by my father even before I was born. So should say I am 53 and my company is 54. So last 53 years, so I can also say that I'm a born plastic man. So with all this, like ever since I cannot speak anything about ill about plastics because I have grown with the plastics. The plastics was invented about more than 100 years ago. It was invented to really save the environment, I would say, because before plastic was invented, like people had very limited resources, like for packaging, for transportation, for everything. Like you take any product, like from injection molding to films, everything, all this was invented about 100 years ago. So the greatest advantage of plastic is its durability, it's long lasting, and it is everlasting. The greatest advantage of plastics today has become one of the greatest disadvantages also because of its everlasting properties. So the plastics which was produced, say about more than 100 years ago, you can still see that in the environment. So here, there are so many plastics, like we start our day with plastics, like we use our toothbrush with plastics. And then we end our day switching off our lights in our bedroom, which is also again made out of plastics. So plastics is an integral part of our life now. So we cannot imagine today anything plastics. But plastics, which has got very, very short lifespan, that is called single-use plastics. So those plastics, they really don't need such a long life. So that is where the idea of banning the single-use plastic has come, because there's a lot of pollution to the environment. So the alternatives for the single-use plastics are many. Like paper is one of the alternatives, like bagasse. Those packaging. Sorry.
Voice is breaking.
Okay. Okay, then. See, the reason why I'm telling compostable plastics is one of the best alternatives is disposable packaging, which has a very short life. It is only compostables are the best alternative, because when in any stream, the reason why single plastics is creating a lot of challenges is, like, it is very difficult to segregate. It is very difficult to also collect those single-use plastics, and they don't integrate with the disposal mechanism. Whereas the compostable plastics, they easily integrate with the same waste stream, because when we look at the waste stream, there are 50% of the waste stream constitutes organic waste. So when 50% of the waste is organic, so it is very easy for the compostable plastics also to integrate, and then thereby when it is processed, then the result will be converted into manure, and this can be given to farmers to increase the soil fertility. So and one more reason, while it is converted to manure, there is no residues also left behind, and it is not going to remain in the environment also for a very long time. So this is one reason, main reason why I would say the compostable plastics should be allowed, and it should be given more importance. And the second reason why you would tell the compostable plastics should be given an opportunity is because there are a lot of manufacturers like who are into this business. So we don't really need a special machine. We don't really need a special infrastructure to produce compostable plastics. The same infrastructure what we have, that can be brought into use, and by just changing the raw material, we can produce lot many products with small minor modification adjustments. So So there are a lot of people like whose livelihood is dependent, like as a manufacturer, they are dependent on this industry. There is a loss of jobs, like if you ban these plastic bags, so people can convert to the alternate using the same machines. And not only like the whole society is benefited, like even the government is benefited, because with the ban, the government is not getting any revenue. But if they allow these bioplastics, the government is also getting taxes, even more taxes. I am one of the classic example for this. We're paying more taxes now in bioplastic than what we used to pay when we were into plastics. The most important thing I would like to tell is even the consumers are benefited by using this compostable plastic, because you are giving them an environmentally more responsible product. So with my experience, like with so many years, I've seen so many countries have banned plastics, but most of the places the ban has never been successful because they have never provided a good alternative. So without providing a good alternative, no ban is going to be successful. So I am glad that the government of India has taken the initiative and they have allowed certified compostable products. In this thing, they've allowed compostable certified products as a solution to the single-use plastics. But unfortunately, I would also like to take this matter into this forum, because the government of Karnataka has allowed me to speak in this forum, whereas the government has still not approved compostable carry bags in Karnataka. So I also take this opportunity to address this issue, because we have to follow one nation, one rule policy as well, because the CPCB, if CPCB has introduced this technology, have allowed this technology, means a lot of thought process has gone into it. So this ISO 17088, recently Manoranjan sir from CPET was talking about, after so many tests, this product is approved. And then for some small reasons, like the Karnataka government has still not approved this compostable carry bags. So I would also request them to reconsider this, although they have allowed many other products, like all other like groceries or other things they have allowed. But compostable carry bags is one of the products that still remains to be allowed. So there are, when coming to the list of banned
मैटर भी आ रहा
products,
है ना, मुझे बोल रहा है ना, मैटर भी आ रहा है, वो पढ़ रहा हूँ ना.
list of the banned products, that is earbuds, plastic sticks for balloons, plastic flags, candy sticks, ice cream sticks, polystyrene for decoration, plastic plates, cups, glasses, cutlery such as forks, spoons, stirrers, knives, straws, and trays, wrapping of packing films around sweet boxes, invitation cards, cigarette packets, plastics or plastic or PVC banners less than 100 microns. So there are innumerable products like other than these banned products also, which can definitely add value not to the manufacturing unit, to the society as well. So now I'm coming to the alternate to the single-use plastics, the product which we have successfully manufactured. Like we are making compostable compounds as well as the end product as well. So some of the products that I am going to present now is cling film and stretch film. Like cling film and stretch film is such an important product, especially if you want to wrap fresh fruits, vegetables. So we don't have any other alternatives. Like you cannot wrap it in plastic and then the remains you cannot discard it in the wet waste. So plus this cling film also we have made it in compostable. And by having this compostable packaging, even the shelf life of the fresh produce will also go up. Like supposing we have also experimented some of the products, like if you wrap bread or like bananas or some other vegetables, because of the breathability in nature, so it is also increasing the shelf life of the fresh produce. Comes this compostable garbage bag. This is one of the best product, I would say, because you cannot have a paper bag for waste disposal. You need a proper bag which will have all the properties of plastics, and yet after its use, it will also behave like any other organic material. So compostable garbage bags is a very important product. So which can easily be manufactured in the existing extruders in the existing lines. So certified compostable carry bag and with dynamic QR code. So this carry bags, it is also, although it is a very small product, see, after so many years of the ban in Karnataka, in Bengaluru, and everywhere in India, wherever the ban has been implemented, we all of us see this carry bag in every nook and corners of our society. The reason why is because the government has banned the product without giving a good alternative. So because of that, because of this reason, even an entrepreneur is today is become kind of violator in the society. He's doing his business as a thief. He is hiding his product and selling the product. So I would request, like, if good products are allowed, I'm sure this will be good for the environment as well as for the industry. So I'd like to also mention about the dynamic QR code which we developed. It was developed by us for the first time to distinguish our product from any fake manufacturers. This has a unique QR code in each bag. Supposing, say, I'm making 1 million bags in a day, it comes with 1 million unique ID number, so that those numbers are not replicated. When scanned, you'll find you can find a certificate and unique QR code in each bag. It's not only to distinguish product from a fake manufacturers, we also want to take the responsibility of the product that we are manufacturing. We don't want to disown our bag. So this is one of the thing that was introduced by our company. And we can also make a shopping bag, a photo printed shopping bag. So what I would like to mention here is that this compostable bags technology has now improved so much that you can make any product out of which in the same machines, like printing can be done as good as this. So there's no challenges now. Earlier, it used to be a challenge while in printing in compostable. So then this compostable grocery bags and this for fruits and vegetables, again, is very, very important, because the things packed inside is not only going to be fresh, but if it can, after its use, you can also use it as a bin liner to discard your wet waste as well. And coming to this product, this transparent apparel bags for garments. See, I'm very glad to share this. We really work with the leading garment manufacturers like Max, like Aditya Birla Group, and developing a highly transparent compostable apparel bags, which has all the features of plastics, and yet it is not a conventional plastic. Then even in with high print quality, we have also made this mailer bags. Like, so now you see that majority of the business after this COVID has shifted to online. So online now, earlier most of the companies like Amazon, they used to pack it in plastics. Now they have moved to paper, but paper is not a good alternative. Where does paper come from? It only comes from by killing the forest. So, like, if everybody starts using paper as the packaging material, then very soon, like, we are going to tell our children that once upon a time we also had this forest in this society, in this environment. So this is one product I would say, like, compostable has got very good potential in these mailer bags. And I'm very glad to say we are the first company also, like, we have started using hygiene this thing film, like for bag sheet for the sanitary pads and this baby diapers. So even the packaging also we have developed in compostable film. This is one area I think we all of us have to even think about, because we cannot do away with these products. So we can only try to make a better product by having a good environmentally responsible packaging. We have also replaced this plastic mulch film with the compostable mulch film, because there are in some places, especially like in hill stations in northeast, there are a lot of challenges to collect those mulch film and then send it for recycling. Whereas if you are if you're using mulch film, then you don't have to discard it over a period of time from the nature. It has got the potential to go back to the nature. Same thing is with the nursery bags as well. And this is one interesting thing which I would like to share, which we have developed. So this is again a unique product developed by us. We have developed a fully transparent PLA wrapping film. Now this can also be used for wrapping cigarettes or any other products wrapping. We have made shrink film where the sweet boxes, all those earlier, now it is being packed by these polyolefins. So we can now it can also be packed in this compostable transparent film. This PLA rigid film, the product which we have developed, we are working with some high brands like for all their garment packaging, wherever there is a window, because they have a paper packaging and it is laminated with the PET or BOPP. So even if paper is discarded, then it is going to create problem because it cannot go for recycling and it will not biodegrade. So here comes like the lamination. If you laminate the paper with a compostable film, and then if you have a window which is also made of PLA, then it can go to the same waste stream. It can go for recycling without creating any environmental problems. And now we are also working very hard amongst all the product. This is one product. I'm just sharing the picture. This is going to be a future product. So we are yet to manufacture this, but we are doing a lot of R&D in this. This is one of my favorite subject. Like we want to make a flexible laminate pouches in the packaging, especially for very products which has a very short shelf life. I'll just share one example, like idli dosa batter. We just consume idli dosas and then discard the packaging. The packaging today, whatever we are getting, it has a shelf life of 800 years, and the ingredient inside has the life of just 8 days. So we have idli dosa, and then evening when it is discarded, we are leaving it in the environment for the next 10 generations to suffer. It is here, I think, the compostable industry can play a very, very important role in bringing innovations in the packaging. And also, I'm glad to say we have developed few compostable packaging films which have very high barrier properties as well. So there is tremendous scope for this industry. And with regard to these single-use disposable cups, you can easily make compostable thermoforming plates, glasses, cutleries like spoons. Everything can be made by just changing of the raw material with small modifications. We have also just now introduced compostable high heat PLA disposable products are also available. The straws can be made in PLA without any problem. It does the same function as plastics. Even the transparent glasses we have just displayed is also manufactured using only compostable polymer. The cutleries, as I said, is the perfect alternative in compostable. And last but not the least, I'm very glad to inform, I would like to share the photograph also in our conference room. We have made the flex banner of today's program from compostable film. That compostable film was also made by us, although the printing was done by somebody else outside. So we are trying to bring changes wherever it's possible. So thank you. This is the end of my presentation. So let's join together to create a green world. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shri Mohammad Ashfaq. And yes, as Ashfaq ji rightly told, we've got banners today, cloth banners, as well as the banner made of compostable film that is given by Plasto. Sir, here I would request you, what will be the average increase in the cost as compared to the conventional plastic? Because we say there are alternatives, and in every field there are alternatives is available, as you rightly pointed. But what might be the percentage cost increase?
Let me tell you one thing, ma'am. See, India is not a country which invents. We are not an inventing country. Okay. The reason for we not being an inventing country is the moment we produce a product, we look at what is the cost of it. We don't see what changes it is going to bring to our lives. You are having a PVC product, which we all know it is so harmful. Are you listening, ma'am? So the cost implication is not that high, but I'll tell you, if we look at the long-term benefits of this compostable products, like the example which I gave for this idli dosa batter, we are going to pay just 1 rupee more per packet, but we are going to see the end of life within 180 days. If you compare 180 days with 800 years, I'm sure any cost, I think people can afford. And this coming to this banners, I don't think it is going to cost even 10 to 15% more than the flexible banner of this made out of this PVC.
Thank you. The reason why I highlighted this is everyone, whenever we say switch over to the alternatives, they all take shelter saying that it is expensive. So I wanted to highlight on this forum that it is not expensive, it is affordable. And now the mass production, like the conventional plastics, is not yet started. Once, like the conventional, when we go for the mass production, further the prices will come down and the prices will be at par with the conventional plastics itself. So people can afford, and we have to switch over is the message. Now, as rightly pointed out, alternatives is available to all the banned items and also to other items as well. Thank you so much, Ashwak sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Ma'am, just one question.
Kumar Swami.
Hello.
Yes.
A very
All
small
the
question.
questions, no, please, all the questions will be taken up during the results and discussions. Next, we have got, the emerging solutions to the banned SUP items. We have got a speaker from Conspec Konkan Specialty Polyproducts Private Limited. So he'll be explaining to us what are the emerging solutions. Over to you, Dr. Shri Prasanna, over to you now.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, and I would like to first thank the CPCB and dignitaries and my colleagues. Coming to emerging solutions to banned SUP items, our company, Konkan Specialty Polyproducts Private Limited, I will take a little brief on my company, and then we'll go on to what we do and what we contribute to SUP, banned SUP items, alternatives, and emerging trends. And I guess I have a very interesting video which I would like to share with the team. This is our company, and we do perform different operations under each vertical. Master batches business is basically generic and customized. The generic master batches are basically gives the colors to plastic. So it could be black, white, color, special effect master batches, or any effect you can think of. So that can be produced, and articles can be colored on that. And Porzol and Prozol are our additive range of master batches for performance solutions as well as productivity solutions. And we have EcoWhite and Transfill under the trademark, which are basically the economical solutions, which actually gives product the cost benefit to the processor as well as the consumer. Other one is customized master batches, which actually, the specialty, it's a tailor-made solutions basically for toys, household, telecom, automotive applications as such. So wherein, the critically we may have to design the product to suit the applications. And we can meet any of the regulatory compliances required like US FDA, EN 72 or ROHS, any such. Under performance material group, we have 4 compounds where they are anti-flame retardants and mineral filled compounds for performance enhancement as well as cost combinations. and we can make a combicon. So combicons are basically the combination of performance materials as well as say two UV and antioxidant can be clubbed in a single master batch, so that becomes a single package system for all the applications. You need not to add multiple this thing. So the fourth one is innovative materials group, wherein we have a different vertical where we do natural fiber compounds. So basically we take waste wood like rice husk, coffee husk, and that is combined with the recycled material and to produce the compound. So that compounds directly can be used in a final article to make any of the articles. Next is it's our finished goods division, which is natural fiber composite and wood polymer composite. So there we have outdoor decking, wall cladding, railings, and all profiles for doors, windows, etc. And the last vertical which we operate is we do have a NABL accredited laboratory facility at Mangalore, wherein all mechanical, chemical, thermal, weatherability tests are conducted as per international and national standards, which actually gives exclusively that lab is focused on to the polymer industry. So this is about us. We are 30-year young customer-centric organization. I have told you about my product profile, and we have 7 units in Mangalore as well as Chennai port cities of West and East. And we do have a capacity of 52,000 metric tons of master batches and compounds. And product development and quality is assured and backed up by the NABL accredited laboratory. And we do have products for entire complementary requirements like US FDA, EN 72, and all the this thing. And we do have a very good technocrats where we are very proud to say that we do offer commercially viable technical solutions to the challenging problems. This is end to end. Basically, end to end is nature to nature concept, wherein biodegradable and compostable plastic for master batches and compounds that we develop. So where do we come in? Basically, we are basically at this juncture. So just right before the products, because the cycles of production of compostable polymers, which are derived from plant-based, and they take it to a factory where they process polymers. They make it a polymer. The derivatives of the plants and corn starch has been processed to make polymers. They are called bioplastic resins. And the bioplastic resins, as a neat resin, it's very difficult to produce because of our previous speakers were telling, the speed of production, the output. So everything will not meet, and you need special operations, pre and post operations are required to use the neat resin as such, and to make the products in a conventional machines, which are already it's a capital investment. Machines are already put in place. So what we do is we give the customized solutions to meet the product properties. So that's where we come in. So this is the whole cycle of we can call it compostable polymer cycle. Coming to regulatory compliances, our products are basically approved by CPCB for 17088 or equivalent European equivalent of 13432 or US equivalent of 6400. And the moreover at our lab, we do make sure that the product what we produce, the incoming material as well as outgoing material, we do make sure that okay, this meets the standard specification for this thing. So why compounds? So why compounds? Why basically we are there in the picture? Because the alternative products, whatever is suggested for SUP banned SUP items, cannot be directly processed. So, say bio and compostable polymers industry is very, very new, it's in nascent stages. People are experimenting. There is not much of a practical exposure, skilled manpower, machineries. So it's still evolving. So what happens is, the moment they are habituated to process conventional polymers rather than new biodegradable and compostable polymers as such. So their whole the skill needs to be upgraded, and machinery needs to be upgraded. But if you use the compounds, so which will meet the physical and mechanical properties for specific products, so that we design, so which will help to produce the processor in a conventional machine with a increased productivity. And I will show you why basically compounds are required. You can see on the left top of the this one y-axis, there is a tensile strength of PLS or PHBH or any of the biopolymer presently available right now. So those that actually, when compared to our conventional plastics, there is a huge gap. So what happens is, there is a the elongation at break or elongation, and compared to tensile strength, there is not a much there is a huge gap is there. So that will actually lead to this thing. So what I would be doing is, I would be blending the additives as such, so to give the the properties come near to the conventional polyolefins or say other polymers. So this is one more, this is a Young's modulus with tensile strength. And you can see that PA, PBAT, PLA filler that my previous presenter was talking about was at a very lower this thing, whereas tensile strength after the modification can be increased. So, what we do is, I just explained this slide. Where our expertise comes in is like the compounding of the polymers can be done at our end, because it's two biopolymers or say two materials are not naturally compatible. So the compatibilizing both the polymers or say other additives, colorants, and so many other these things can be done at a compounding. We need a better compounding. This thing, as well as the knowledge to give the better properties. So that's where we come in, and the properties of each individual polymers needs to be retained as when they combine together. So that's where our technology and our know-how comes into play. And I will briefly go with the couple of products which we are catering. We don't make any end products as such. We do give materials to the people who are converters. So our flexible packaging, injection molding, and disposable cutleries industries, rigid packaging, say thermoform food trays and coffee capsules, and straws, biopolymer coated paper cups. So what are our solutions are like, I think my previous speaker actually very well know about us, and they are our customers too. And these are all the product what he is making. So the emerging trend. So what is the name in this is this hot liquid packaging. I will just run a video. Mahima, can you please come in? This video is not playing.
I'll just play. Give me a minute. When you come to I have to play this video.
Okay.
From there you can play.
Yeah.
Kindly give us a minute.
Mahima, is it visible?
Will be visible.
Mahima?
Yes, yes, we can see.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for convincing and sorry for the inconvenience. So this I will again replay it. I wanted to explain a couple of things here. So this is our recent this thing at a practical trial at a restaurant chain wherein hot sambar liquid. This is a hot sambar, and the cup, the cover which he is packing is basically it's a conventional typical operation what he does. It's just a hand seal, and then voila, everything is okay. So 1 minute, I will just get into PPT. This is one more new advancement where in hot applications earlier we had challenges of sealing, cutting, everything. So now I think we can overcome that. Similarly, for injection molded articles, for say any previous speaker has issued a couple of notices to airline industries who have ETCs licenses, and they can use spoon, fork, knife made out of compostable this thing, wherein hot application is also this thing. And thermoformed articles are also feasible with lid, without lid, for mince tray and all. So it's the food chains, the food delivery people are using it already. And these are all the straws which actually are a replacement for conventional this thing paper coating. Yes, we instead of coating with a PE liner, you can coat it with a compostable polymer liner, so which is the same as cup stocks. And these are all then some of the new developments which we are in pipeline. So this one is injection stretch blow molded container. This one is clear container. This one hangers also being tried. So recently we are doing a couple of iterations with gas films also for hygiene and breathable compounds. Thank you.
Hima, you can move to the next presenter.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sri Prasanna, for highlighting that the current compostable plastics can also withstand the high temperatures and all. So good to learn about it. Now we have got from the President Association of Compostable Products in India, Sri Mayur Jain and Sri Gautam Surana. They'll be presenting on compostable and biodegradable plastics, opportunities and threats. Over to you, Gautam.
Thank you, Mahima. Good morning, good afternoon, dignitaries and the participants. I'm representing ACPI, Association of Compostable Products in India. What are our objectives? Just to explain few, who are we and what we do. Basically, we are a group of around 150 people to promote eco-friendly compostable alternatives to banned SUP and handhold plastic manufacturers to convert them into a compostable product manufacturer with their existing plants and machinery. So we want more people to come in and more people to join us in this journey of adopting compostable, promoting alternatives, and want to support the mission and the vision of CPCB and ministry to promote more alternative to regular plastic. Few of the activities which we do on a regular basis. I'm supposed to speak on opportunities and threat. So I'll take a minute just to tell about us, what we keep doing. We do various awareness sessions at different forums and different places. The team is very, very active. Here is a Minister, Honorable Minister Sri Aswani Chobeji at compostable bag manufacturing facility, inspecting how the things have been done. Then at Indian Habitat Center, National Conclave on Waste Management, Mr. Mayur, who's our president, presenting on compostable plastic, and at different other forums as well. Coming quickly to opportunities. See, what we understand and what we look at different markets here is that, India is very well positioned in compostable plastic adoption with its own regulations and standards, testing standards by CPCB. So we are not following like European nations. They do not have, every country do not have their own standards. They don't have their own policies. Whereas India is pioneering this particular activity. They are basically creating a whole lot of policies, whole lot of standards, whole lot of protocols, how to promote compostable plastics or alternatives. So I would say the whole world is watching us. They are learning from us. We are the biggest democracy to implement SUP ban and bring alternatives. So if 1.4 billion people could do, if 1.4 billion people could bring an alternative to a regular plastic at various places, then the whole world could also do. We are 1/7 of the population. Currently, 200 plus CPCB certified producers. In last year, the count has grown by nearly 50x. What we think is that the way we are growing, just from 2 or 3 manufacturers 5-6 years back or 7 years back, now we are grown up by 50x. Similarly, if we keep growing, if the government keeps supporting the industry, CPCB keeps supporting the industry, okay, we'll be sooner 2000 numbers, okay, and then all the things which we are talking about, the impact, the feasibility, the development, the capacities. I think these problems will solve when multiple producers of compostable plastic are present in the country itself. Demand for made in India compostable products will increase. Since we are a manufacturing country, just like China, there is a major export which is happening for alternative to plastic from China. So sooner or later, if we start making the product in India, so India will hold an immense potential to export made in India compostable products in all the fields. Be it a spoon or cutlery or bags or packaging items or rigid products, we really think we could become a big source, and this is a very big opportunity what we have. Also, since we manufacture a lot of things here, other products like garment and a lot of other toys and other products which needs to be packed here itself in India. So the demand from the industry will come also eventually. Due to SUP ban, multiple startups and innovations in bioplastics has happened, and because of which multiple new products have come into with multiple application. Now we have seaweed plastic, we have thermoplastic starch being made in India. We have products which are more economical. It was a constraint that at one point of time that compostable plastic is expensive, but at this point of time I would say compostable plastic is economical or cheaper in many cases. For example, the compostable plastic, we do not have 20 micron rule. We do not have 50 micron rule, no micron rule. So we could manufacture compostable plastic in a much thinner way. Let's say we want to pack a garment. Earlier we used to use 50 micron bag. Now we can use a 20 micron bag. Even though the raw material cost is higher, but we could do it with less material, which means the less metal going into the packaging. Eventually, it will help us create a big market. Indian conglomerates like Reliance has already announced PBAT production, which will make PBAT and other compostable material very competitive and also will open doors for export opportunities. Now, as in the earlier presentation, it was said that that we do not have anybody producing local, but these things are changing as the demand is increasing for the product. Many players are jumping into it and started announcing their projects. We have seaweed production happening, plastic production happening now. We have TPS production happening now, and with Reliance announcing PBAT production, I'm sure we are confident that sooner or later we will have multiple people producing biopolymers in India, thanks to a lot of resource, biomass resource which is available in India. Thanks to Indian weather, many initial trial also suggest that compostable plastic degrades faster in Indian weather conditions. We have done these trials at our end at multiple places, And what we have observed is that even though the plastic is not put in a compost bin, it starts degrading much faster because of the weather conditions. So this will open up a new area of research, a new area of application where the more suitable products, more sustainable products could come into picture. With SUP ban, EPR, ESG, SDG goals, demand for sustainable products like compostable packaging will increase multifold. What is happening is many and multiple companies want to now go green. They want to be sustainable. They want to reduce their environment footprints. They want to meet their sustainable development goals. This eventually is making them look at other alternative products and adopt them so that they could be more sustainable. So this will create another opportunity for compostable manufacturers and alternative products. New polymers like PHA, PBS, PEF, etc., and newer plastic compostable plastic is also coming to address some problems which the traditional compostable plastic had, like it didn't had a high barrier properties. But with these new inventions and new kind of polymers, we are able to bring a new kind of solutions which will attract a lot of investments and a lot of adoption of compostable plastic. There is enough natural and bio-based feedstock available in the country which can be used to manufacture compostable plastic. So we think that if the opportunity is being utilized properly, we will surely create a big market, not just for India, for the globe. Citizen drive towards green packaging across the world. Post pandemic, it has happened that people are more sensitive towards environment. They want more sustainable packaging options. They are looking for more sustainable products. So there is a citizen drive which is bringing the demand into the market for compostable and other alternative products. So we see this as an opportunity. Major global and Indian brands around the world are doing various trials and experiment with compostable packaging. If you look at on the right side, Lay's has come up with a compostable packaging, which means that the industry is getting ready and they are getting equipped with the new way of packaging, a more sustainable way of packaging. Various experiments and various global players adopting these compostable plastic for their packaging will create a lot of demand for a country like India, where we are manufacturing compostable plastics. Coming to threats, since we are a technology could only replace us. Technology and another technology, it's just like that when the pager came and the mobile went away. When the mobile came, the pager went away. So there are very good chances that the technology itself could be threat to us. Pseudo non-certified biodegradable products active in the market are another threat to our existence because majority of the market share is being eaten away by them, and we're not having a proper control over them. Still, even though it is a banned product, still in the market there are multiple players who are producing non-certified biodegradable products and it is easily available. So I think that's one of the biggest threats what we have. Proactive implementation of ban by various stakeholders at different levels and different places. This is a very important, point which I want to mention. If the ban is there, the alternatives are expensive at some cases. Okay, and compostable plastic is the solution. But if the ban is not implemented properly, we will be in problem. The industry would be in problem. The people who have invested in licenses, or they have set up new manufacturing facilities, or they have modified existing infrastructure, will have problem if there is no demand for the product. So we want a proper implementation to be done. Every state to have similar kind of rules and regulations. Different rules in different states for compostable plastic is a threat for us. Reason, we really get confused. Sometimes we receive a call from some state that, in our state, your plastic is not allowed, or this particular product is not allowed. So since, we are allowed to sell anywhere in India, but at the same time, we do not know at what particular time, what state is having what rule on compostable plastic. This creates a threat in the mind of the manufacturer and the seller. EPR need to be thought around compostable again. We put them in a threat. The reason is because compostable plastic, as per the definition, needs to be non-toxic, and it also degrades much faster. I would say treat us like paper. We are like plant-based material. We degrade much faster. We are not like traditional plastic, which stays for 100, 200 or 500 years. And taking back that plastic from the market, could have high contamination. We could definitely use post-industrial waste or pre-consumer waste for recycling, but how do we use something which has been given outside the premises is something which we are worried. So we put that as one of the threats. Change in rules and regulation is a threat. Multiple change in rules and regulations, will demotivate many manufacturers and many other people to enter this industry. I want to give you an example. A dynamic QR code is being talked about, and there are considerations or there are thought process which are going that we could have dynamic QR code on the product. Okay, we see this as a threat. The reason is we are already 200 numbers, and let's imagine if we increase the investment on the production side, there are very high chances that the numbers will not grow. There will be an entry constraint due to the investment size, because to put a dynamic QR code machine on every machine, it will call for investment. Already, as addressed by Vijayji, paying license fee itself, the certification fee itself is a burden. Okay, imagine now we have more investments to be done to adopt some new technology or verification technology. So, and every bag will have a payment to be done towards the dynamic QR code, what we are putting on the product. So we think dynamic QR code is a threat to us. What we think is that we need a quick identification mark or logo for a common man to identify compostable product, like many global institutes have. We still do not have a logo. If you look at the right side, there are multiple logos at the bottom of the picture. These are the pictures on which, normally the bag will have this picture or the logo. So once you have this logo, you can identify this as a compostable product. So my request, our request to the authority is that let's have a logo for compostable for easy identification, so that we come away for easy segregation, and it will help us in easy identification. With this, I come to the end of the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Gautam, for filling in for me. I'll just let you know that I'm slightly unwell. That's why I couldn't give the presentation, but my colleague gave the presentation. Thank you, CPCB Regional Office. Thank you, Mahima ma'am, for inviting us. Just two quick takeaways from his presentation. I just wanted to highlight, and I want to bust the myth that compostable products are expensive. As Gautam has rightly explained, that if we compare the micron regulation of plastic vis-a-vis no regulation of micron in compostable, so in that aspect, we can really, in certain cases, we are cheaper than conventional plastic. And also another key takeaway is when he mentioned that Reliance has announced that the production of PBAT plant is commencing in India very soon. So that would again give some sort of relief for us when we are talking about that it's import dependency of the raw material, and also the cost is high. So this would be taken care when a company as giant as Reliance would come into the production in India itself. Thank you so much from ACPI, and really thank everyone for inviting us.
Thank you so much, Shri Mayur and Shri Gautam ji, for accepting the invitation, and rightly pointed out it's not expensive. And thank you for your presentation. Here, in your presentation you explained this, like there are different regulations in different states, and it's difficult for you to match with the regulations of that particular state. In Karnataka, what is happening? All the plastic carry bags is being banned. While national level regulation, they have imposed the micron thickness is being measured. So this will create again confusion, and few of them they'll even ask CPCB whether should we comply with the thickness of the carry bag or should we not at all carry the carry bag. So the rules is any status it is like this. When the national level policies are made, it is throughout the country. But over and above that, the states can further strengthen it or further make the rules more stringent. They cannot give a relaxation, they can make it more stringent. So Karnataka has made it more stringent by saying that all kinds of carry bags are banned. So they have not given an exemption saying that bags are not banned, or a clause is not being brought in the notification. This is creating confusion. But over a period of time, it's been taken up it's been taken up. They're also having discussions. So we hope that things will change and things will streamline as well, so that throughout the nation there could be one regulation. Thank you for highlighting, and thank you so much for your presentation and participating. Thank you, Mayurji, and thank you, Gautamji. And next, I would request Sri Vikram Banushali. He is the President, Indian Compostable Polymer Association. So to give a talk on easy accessibility to the alternatives. So everyone is telling in the market, when we go to the market, only the conventional plastics are available, and the alternatives to the banned SUP items are not easily available. So I would request Sri Vikram Banushali to present on the easy accessibility to the alternatives of banned SUP items and the pricing of the alternatives as well. Over to you, sir.
Yes, thank you. I would like some help because somehow I'm not able to share my slide. But just in case, if it's not happening, let me start by thanking CPCB Member Secretary, Ms. Divyan Sedna, you, Mahima Madam, and all regional directorate officers to invite us to this forum, which is really helping, and it shows that that both the government as well as the industry stakeholders are extremely serious about curtailing the problem which is generated out of conventional plastic waste and providing with the alternatives. I think most of the points, being one of the last speakers, I think most of the points are covered by my colleagues, my industry stakeholders, and of course the CPCB and the regional directorate. So I would really not waste anybody's time to reiterate those points again, but maybe a couple of points, or maybe like a gist or a summary or some I would say suggestions or requests that I can put forth in my presentation. So Indian Compostable Polymer Association is one of the earliest associations that we formed since 2014 or 15 onwards, taking into account the plastic waste management rules that came into effect. Can anybody help me with changing the slides, please? Okay. Anyway, Mahima Madam, can I get some help in changing the slides, please? Yes. So what, as an association, we have done is we have not only tried to rein in the entire supply chain, right from the material manufacturers to the converters, but we also associated ourselves with global compostable polymers associations like European Bioplastics, Pan Pacific Bioplastics Alliance, Australasian Bioplastics Association, and BPI in USA. With this, the purpose is to get whatever developments, either technical or in the respective in the legislations of the respective countries or the regions, what are the models or alternatives to conventional plastics are evolving over a period of time, and we try to update ourselves as also the government and policymakers with these regulations. Of course, they have their own resources to do that, but we do try to add some of value in those legislations and update ourselves to ensure that some of these models can be implemented in India, because India, both in terms of demography and in terms of climate, is an extremely different country, which can help alternatives to have an end of life. So we do that. Next slide, please. This is nothing but just a highlight, which is of course taken from CPCB domain. This is to show something like that the consumption of plastics, which has increased in India. This is based on 1920 report, which has now to 3.5. This is an official report. Maybe it has increased furthermore over a period of couple of years. So what it shows that with a country of 1.4 billion, we have not even reached to the level of other development countries which have a plastic consumption of more than 8 to even double digits to 10 to 11 kgs per annum. If we consider India reaching those numbers in the coming years, we can foresee the enormity of the waste generated and the challenge which it will pose to us to control the waste generation and manage it. So this is just a short note on what can be foreseen in the coming years and what steps we need to take considering the use of single-use plastics in India. And I think we are on the right track with the company taking up a policy of providing alternatives to conventional plastics, thereby arresting this growth of wastage of plastics in India. And please, the point needs to be noted, we are focusing here only on the single-use plastics. If you are considering the integral packaging right now, it is still in plastics, and that's a different subject altogether. But this is to reduce the plastic waste arising out of the use of single-use plastics. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Thank you. Mahima ma'am, can you help me with the next slide, please? So what this depicts is a circular economy, which is now the buzzword going globally. In short, in the gist of it is, if we have a certain cycle which goes into organic recycling, or which is more of a sustainable material like compostable plastics, we can actually have a very clean recycle stream with conventional plastics, and that can be recycled into other usable products. So if we can provide a policy which can have, just to give you an example, an organic content packaged in an organic packaging material, which is in this case compostable plastics, we can compost it, regenerate the compost, and maybe use it for generating the raw material itself. But if we do that, we can actually have a very clean stream of conventional plastics. So in short, compostable plastics can be complementary to conventional plastics, where it can have a possibility of a very clean recyclability, then being a competition to it. Next slide, please. So I would really not go into the details what are certified compostable plastics. We all know about the standards, the rules and regulations. So I'll pass this slide, please. This also, I mean, India's policy on plastic waste management has been elaborated by Divya Sinha ma'am, and I would really like to pass this slide, please. Pass this slide, please. So as has been informed earlier, in 2016, with the plastic waste management rules coming in, we had somewhere around 10 certified manufacturers. Now with 21 to 23, we have more than 200 companies. So this shows the acceptability of, or the industry's will to shift to alternatives like compostable plastics, and I hope this would keep on increasing as the policy becomes a lot clearer. Again, I would like to skip this slide because it's known to everyone. Yes, please skip this slide. Just come to the last few slides, which we have, on this topic. So what you have, yeah, just please stop here. What we have seen in our experience that, composting is also, a lot of people have questions about composting and the composting environment, whether it is called industrial composting or whether it's called municipal composting. And it has definitely been stressed with my industry colleagues that India's climate is extremely conducive to having an end of life to compostable polymers. So we have, come across a report that India was also investing or is investing in a lot of composting infrastructures. Unfortunately, the facilities are underutilized as on date because maybe of a lot of organization issues, or maybe the ecosystem is still yet to refine itself. But if the compostable polymers reach a critical mass, I think a lot of these facilities can be really utilized to have an ecosystem where all this organic waste can be composted and brought to an end of life, and the compost generated out of it can be utilized in various various applications. For example, from a soil enhancer to urban forest or urban landscape. That would make it make a lot of it as a sustainable model in India. Please go ahead. So in the end, what we try to do is, we also, like my other industry friends, we try to coordinate with both the stakeholders, the converters, material manufacturers, and the policy makers, both at central and state level, because each state, I understand, has its own set of challenges, has its own model on economy, and of course packaging and plastic manufacturing plays an important part of it. So coming back to the topic which I was supposed to speak on, with the next slide, I will stress on a couple of subjects that about the accessibility, and yeah, please skip this. Everybody knows what kind of applications materials are used for. Please go ahead. So these are some of the projects and some of the we did promotion for compostable plastics in our journey till date. Please go ahead. Yes, with the next slide, please. Yes, so if I would mention about easy accessibility to material, it can be broken up into different cases. At the end of the day, we want accessibility of the end product to the market or to the general public. However, it cannot be done on a standalone basis. To have an easy accessibility for the people to use alternatives, and also for the manufacturers to produce alternative products with alternative materials. First of all, awareness and uniform implementation is important. Both it has to percolate right down from the office of the policymakers, which is in the central government, the state authorities, regional offices, urban local bodies, and to the general public. Because as of today, even the general public is not very much aware about what the alternatives are available in the market. So as there is demand, definitely there will be manufacturers who will manufacture conventional plastic products to cater to. of course, with a clear differentiation, as my earlier colleagues have already spoken about, has to be percolated to the general of a uniform policy, as also mentioned by Mayur in his earlier presentation, that we are still working towards having a uniform policy on pan-India basis. And we understand, as I already mentioned, that each state has its own economic priorities, and you can have stricter rules than implemented by the central government. But also, it needs to be noted that if some of the products with which alternatives are not allowed, I mean, if there is a blanket ban, then it will encourage more of violators who are into manufacturing conventional plastic. So if there is a blanket ban, it does not help as well. If it is the other extremity when the product is banned itself. But there should be a merger between the convenience to the general public and also the use of products which are environment friendly. Infrastructure and segregation. Now, this comes as a very important point, because alternative materials, solutions will not work without support of infrastructure. For example, as I mentioned earlier, the composting sites, the ecosystem, simplified differentiation of alternative materials. For example, just to give an example, color coding or recycle codes for India, which has already been stressed by the earlier speakers. This would really help us. We can take a very good example out of, with biohazard packaging. It has a very clear indication it's a biohazard bag. It is clear where it has to go to. It has to go to an incinerating site. Similarly, if we can have a pan-India ecosystem or a system where it can be color-coded for easy identification for the general public as well, and also for the waste collectors, that this has to go to a composting site, this will really clean up the system. And in fact, it will be more efficient to bring to an end of life to materials. Raw material accessibility is extremely important, definitely, as also pointed out by my friend Mr. Vijay Kumar, that the industry has a problem with availability of raw materials. Now, there are policies currently. Yes, all the basic raw material manufacturers are global players, and the basic raw materials need to be imported. However, to make various grades to suit various applications, a lot of investment is coming in India for all these compounding companies to set up plants in India, and they are the industry is very bullish on putting up plants and investing in India. However, if there is a policy to attract basic raw material manufacturers in India like PLA and PBAT, and also, please, the next slide. We have, from two major companies, we have these announcements of investing in basic compostable raw materials. It would be great that these materials are manufactured in India. Therefore, it has a direct linkage to the cost. It would bring down the cost substantially and have an easy accessibility for the products in India. Yes, need to encourage Make in India for alternatives. Supply chain. See, there are a lot of, as Mr. Vijay Kumar pointed out, there are a lot of, at least 80K companies throughout India, small and medium size, and they are catering to this whole industry. Generally, what happens is people violate the norms to sustain their business, because they have a life to sustain. I mean, they have a business to sustain, and they resort to violations. So rather going in for some sort of a punishment-based model, because if you see most of the violators, if you see the intentional violators are very few. Most of the other violators are under pressure to sustain their businesses. But if it is changed from a punishment model to a hand-holding model, where we support them, I think it would really help them, because in general, they really don't like to get themselves fined or punished because of violations. but if you give them a hand, it would also save businesses, and they would be encouraged to follow the norms laid down by the central government. We need to identify and remove hurdles that prevent access of certified and legally accepted materials for general public. As I have mentioned earlier, some states have blanket ban, as one of the examples in Karnataka, have banned the product of carry bag altogether. But the differentiation that if the the public is given the convenience of a carry bag, but with an alternative material like compostable, then I think that would be a good merger between having the ease of convenience for the public as well as resorting to earth-friendly materials. For example, like e-commerce companies operate pan-India basis, but they have challenges. In some states it's allowed, in some states it's not allowed. Then it creates a problem for the industry themselves to operate differently in different states. So similar with the straw manufacturers, now I think it's coming a lot into the regulations and getting streamlined. If it is possible, can CPC be considered an interim approval for customers based on certified raw material grades? This is something which is just out of thought process. We do not, the industry does not want to bypass the testing procedure as well as the certification procedure and the registration procedure. But just to reduce the time and have some sort of stopgap arrangement to incorporate RM interim certifications. And of course, the industry wants to complete the entire procedure. But if that time can be reduced, it will help more accessibility of product and cover the deficit which the industry or the consumers are facing due to the ban on single-use plastics. The next slide, please. Pricing effects and suggestions. Yes, currently the pricing, as you know, due to the effect of foreign currency as well as import is roughly 2.5x versus conventional plastics. But also it has to be noted that who had thought of LD or HD materials costing triple digits not 3-4 years ago. It was always in double digits, and it has again enhanced to triple digit prices. So this, but due to the compensation of the minimum thickness criteria, the prices will be in affordable levels with certain products. However, the industry needs to attain a critical mass. So if it can get a support with the government for reducing to implement a lower GST slab and other incentives, this will encourage and support use of single-use plastic alternatives. This will again encourage a lot of investment, again, a lot of acceptability of these materials in the market that will reduce the prices further. Sorry, just the last point.
Sorry to interrupt you. Please kindly conclude your presentation, please.
Yes. There was, I think, a last point to be mentioned. I think we would conclude it afterwards.
Okay, sir. Please kindly conclude your presentation, sir.
Yes, and secondly, the basic RM is imported in India, but India has enough resources to synthesize it. Anyways, we have this announcement from major companies. If we include this, encourage this trend, it would help in reducing the prices further. And I think that would be the last point that I would like to make. Thank you so much, everyone, for enabling me to present this. I'll hand it over. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Shri Vikram Banushali.
You stop from there. Stop from there. Now you say. Listen from there. Okay, call now. Talk.
Say like that.
Thank you so much, Sri Vikram. Now we'll discuss about any questions any participants is having. You can kindly discuss. The platform is open for the questions. Divya Sinha ma'am is also online. You can kindly ask the questions.
Yeah, before posing your question, kindly for whom you want to pose a question, please kindly inform. Then you can put a question, please, so that concerned speaker or the official from CPCB head office or RD Bengaluru will reply to your queries, please. Any participants would like to ask any questions, please?
I'm Benjamin from Goa. Will you share all the PPT towards ma'am?
Oh, definitely we'll share the PPTs. And please kindly share your email ID and all to Srimati K. Mahimaji, and we'll share all the presentations of the experts, please. Definitely. Okay. Any other questions, please?
Yeah, hi, this is Aniket from Thermoplast Polypack. I need to ask a question from CPCB, Mahima ma'am or maybe Divya ma'am. What is the thickness requirement for garment packaging? In case if it is a garment packaging, what is the thickness requirement for that?
50. So it is 50 microns.
It is 50 micron. Hello. Sorry.
Yes, it is 50 micron, irrespective of the commodity. It is used. The plastic sheet is used for packaging.
Okay.
The thickness
so,
is 50 micron. Yeah.
Okay. For garment packaging, the thickness is 50 micron, right, ma'am?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Any other questions, please?
Yeah, madam.
Please.
The packing of chocolates and all, any thickness you have mentioned by this one, CPCB, chocolate, that Cadbury's, all those things.
See, if it is plastic packaging, it is 50 microns only.
But still in the market, it is available less than 60 microns. So somebody has to take action now.
Yeah, you have to. You can file a complaint. I have just mentioned the if a citizen also, they can file a complaint on the SUP grievance app and for redressal. If you find any commodity being sold in packaging less than 50 micron. For MLP, it is permitted, but for plastic sheets, it's not permitted. Only plain plastic sheets, it's not permitted. Chocolates are
Chocolates and all those things, lace, all those things are comes under which this one category? Lace packing and all. You don't know
Lays
what
is
is it.
MLP. Lays is MLP. Lays is MLP.
Then these Gudga and all. Gudga packing and all is coming now, that Vimal and all.
Gudka packaging plastic is not allowed in any form. That I had mentioned during my presentation. We have already issued closure directions to 31 industries. In any form, either in more than 50 microns also, Gudka is not allowed. MLP also, Gudka packaging. There is a specific clause related to packaging of tobacco products in which plastic packaging is not permitted at all.
Okay.
Hi, ma'am. This is Manoj Parihar from Green Manure. Divya ma'am, I just want to know that whenever we apply to register for EPR on the portal, there is one point that we have to submit this supporting document for off-site facility for disaster management. So, what does the mean by this document? Which document we have to submit?
Offsite document, offsite disaster management plan. You can get a report prepared for what is the offsite, on-site and offsite disaster management plan, and then you have to upload that document.
We have to get this report from the.
Yeah.
Okay, this is mandatory for EPR registration. It's a mandatory point.
Yeah.
Madam, this is okay, thank you.
Not for EPR registration. It is mandatory for the plastic-based processors registration, not for the PIB importers and the planners.
For compostable manufacturing is required. This point is required for compostable manufacturing. Hello.
This is Pratibha, ma'am. Hello.
Diva, this point, the offsite document of the point is mandatory for compostable manufacturer as well.
That off-site on-site emergency pack is only for the
Hello.
waste processors, not for the manufacturers.
Hello. Madam, this is Nitish here from Berkshire Eco Solutions. I just would like to clarify that we have biodiversity certificate from CSIR. So still we can use the same certificate.
Sir, your voice is very low, sir.
See, you are not audible.
Nitiji, please kindly speak loudly.
Hello. Am I audible? This is Nitish. Berkshire Eco Solutions.
Can I go ahead if in case?
Hello. Hello. Yeah, this is Nitish here from Berkshire Eco Solutions. Am I audible?
Continue, sir. Continue.
Yes.
Hello.
Please, yes, please. Go ahead.
Nitish,
Hello.
we can your question.
Nitish from Berkshire Eco Solutions. Madam, my question is regarding this certification for CPCB. We have biodegradability certificate for our products from CSIR. So can we use the same certificate for the CPCB approval?
Hello, as per the rule 4H, you have to obtain the certificate from Central Pollution Control Board. And we have the standard operating procedure, which has been uploaded on the website. You have to follow that procedure for getting the certificate from Central Pollution Control Board.
Yeah, madam, but the certificate for the biodegradability, can we use the CSIR certificate?
No, that's
So
what I'm
all.
saying. 4H rules clearly specifies that the certification has to be from Central Pollution Control Board.
Ma'am, this is Pratibha here from this bio.
No, actually, to
regarding
get the certificate from CPCB, we have to submit the State Pollution Control Board certificate and the biodegradability certificate, right? So the
SOP
biodegradability
is there. SOP is there. You can just refer to that. It enlists the documents which are required for obtaining the certificate.
Okay, fine.
It is on the website.
Garbage. Garbage bags also comes under the SUP.
Yeah.
Hello.
Okay, but it's not mentioned in the garbage bag is not mentioned in the Gazette notification or in anywhere in the site.
So there are many online platforms which are selling those below, the allowed plastic norms.
So you have to file a complaint. No? I've already said for 31 e-commerce companies, we have already issued directions, and 10 of them have already been issued closure directions if they have been found to be violating the SUP norms. So if there is any specific company, you have to raise an issue and file a complaint with the concerned state board.
And one more thing, the garbage bag names is not mentioned in the Gazette notification in the brand item. Only carry bag is mentioned. So there is a big confusion between in the companies as well. Whether they should continue with the plastic garbage bag or they should switch to other alternate.
Please, kindly raise your question by only one participant at a time. And you are asking multiple people. I request this is Pratibha, madam. Do you want to pose any question, please?
So this is Pratibha here. So from Nature's Bio, I was just going through the section where it was said that CPET and IISC, like it is equivalent to the testing which is done from CPET also. Is it the same, or is it only CPET that we need to go for the testing of the material?
That is a separate issue. IISC is preparing the sample. They are preparing samples using farm stubble and castor oil, and those samples are being tested at CPET.
So only CPET is the one, right, ma'am? At the end,
CPET or any other lab, it is there in the SOP. We have updated the SOP. It is any other lab which is certified by BIS also. So that is included. It is written in this. The labs which are earlier it was only CPET, but now that has expanded, and you can get it tested in the labs which are certified by BIS.
We have the list of those labs, right, ma'am, in the SOP which we have.
Yes, you can always visit BIS site and see the labs which are certified by them.
Okay, okay. So my concern is like we have been, I mean, like this the SOP which is being changed right now. This is like confined, right, ma'am?
This is as per the rules. Rules were amended, and that is why the SOP was amended, in which it was very clearly mentioned that alternate labs can be BIS certified labs can also certify the compostable plastics. That is why the SOP was amended.
For a confined period of time, is this the SOP confirmed for a confined period of time? Because again, it would, if it would be a change. This happened in our case where in earlier SOP where we have applied for CPET and then when.
Ma'am, your case is very different, and we have clearly communicated it. You please don't open it on a public forum.
No, I understand, ma'am, but
please don't open it. Your case is very different, and we have communicated your requirement to you. I don't think we should discuss it in this forum, right?
Divya, ma'am, my question to you regarding EPR registration. Ma'am, we are manufacturer of polyfilm rolls. We are doing trading also of granules. So we are buying material from Reliance and IOCL, and at time we sell the material also. So my question is like whether the trading which we are doing here is needed to be mentioned in the EPR registration.
Trading of what?
The granules which we are buying from Reliance.
Granules are not to be covered. Only the plastic packaging.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Ma'am, Chirag Singhal this side from Paryavaran Mitra Foundation NGO, Yamunanagar. I have filed regarding a company manufacturing compostable bags with fake IDs and fake registrations in Yamunanagar.
Have you filed the complaint with your state board?
Yes, ma'am. They have issued a lookout notice to them already.
So.
And they have filed for the CPCB approval. So I just want to request you ki those people who are not obeying the rules and not following the rules, and they are manufacturing right now, and they are selling in India, in North India, and particularly in Yamunanagar already, without having any certification.
We have not certified, no? We have not certified that industry, no?
Yes.
And you have filed a complaint with your concerned state board that the industry is not certified?
Yes, we have already filed, and we have also write a mail to you also to cancel their this CTO and further.
CTO will be cancelled by the concerned state board only.
Okay, and one more thing, ma'am. If the required SUP ban is not implemented by the local authorities, then what should be the action against them?
You please speak to your concerned state board. They have to take initiate action against the state UDs.
Ma'am, if they are not taking any action, then because I have gone through all the state pollution.
I think in your matter, Ritesh can respond. He has already visited Yamunanagar, and you please be in touch with him. He has been to Yamunanagar, and he has he had investigated the matter also. So he will respond to you specifically on this. Not on the public forum, you can talk to him separately. Ritesh is there. Ritesh, you can respond to this Mr. Chirag Singhal separately.
Okay.
My name is Mayujan from ACPI. My specific question to Karnataka Pollution Control Board. The question is, a lot of people are confused about the compostable garbage bags sale and usage in Karnataka. I have raised it to Karnataka Pollution Control Board also. If they can just give an explicit circular or a notice about it, whether it is allowed or not allowed, it would be great, because a lot of confusion has been prevailing in the market for the usage of CPCB certified compostable garbage bags in the state of Maharashtra, in the state of Karnataka. I'm sorry.
Excuse me, ma'am. This is Neha Agarwal. I have a question. Like, what are the requirements for plastic garbage bags, which is sold in the market? How many microns are needed for it? Yeah.
हेलो
Yes.
यस मैम मैम ये मैं जानना चाहता हूँ ये प्रॉपर एसयूपी बैन का इम्प्लीमेंटेशन कब तक हो जाएगा, क्योंकि ओपनली ये वेजिटेबल्स मार्केट वगैरह में हो रहा है और लोकल बॉडी काम नहीं कर रही है हरियाणा डिस्ट्रिक्ट यमुनानगर में।
हेलो।
हाँ जी मैम। मैम डिस्ट्रिक्ट यमुनानगर में वेजिटेबल्स की हम लोग रेगुलर कंप्लेंट कर रहे हैं, वीडियो भी बना के भेज रहे हैं जीपीएस कैमरे से, पर उसका कोई इम्प्लीमेंटेशन नहीं हो रहा। लोकल बॉडीज एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन कोई एक्शन नहीं ले रहा है।
ISKCON कार्ड कुडमा।
हेलो हेलो
Yes, yes, sir. You are right, sir. Proper implementation is not actually taking place in the local bodies by the respective state pollution control boards.
Kindly hear the response of Mr. Ritesh Kumar Ji, sir. Yeah, Ritesh, please.
Hello.
Excuse me, Divya ma'am. I'm just waiting for my answer. This is Neha Agarwal this side.
1
On
minute.
garbage bags, ma'am.
Listen carefully, Neha. Shri Ritesh is responding.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, this is a response to the question on Yamuna. Answer he like the government put it out. Not in the back to you only.
Yeah, as getting a time is the already late. Getting late. I request one more last question, please. Last question, please.
Sir, I am waiting for my response on compostable garbage bags from Karnataka Pollution Control Board.
Yeah.
Anybody from Karnataka Pollution Control Board, can this be addressed?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So the voice is not audible.
I think no representatives from the Karnataka State Pollution Control Board, I think.
So anybody from the CPCB regional office can address this? Is it possible?
Can you please wait? Mr. Naik from Karnataka Board is responding to your query. Compostable bags are permitted. CPCB.
Voice is not audible.
Can Central Pollution Control Board regional office address this question?
Compostable bags are permitted as per the CPCB. If it is certified by the CPCB, we are allowing. But for that, no separate notification is required. It's already permitted.
I'm talking about compostable.
Banned in Karnataka, even compostable also.
Sir, I'm talking about compostable CPCB certified garbage bags.
Yes, it's permitted.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, last question, please.
Hello. This is Ankur Yadav from Sepon Polymers. Actually, I have a question that we are only PLA paper cup manufacturer. So, do we need any EPL letter, because we are not eligible for that?
Paper cups, you don't need EPR. It is EPR is only for plastic packaging.
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, that's only. But in our Kerala or Karnataka board, they only want a EPL letter. So, what should I do, ma'am?
No, we are basically for EPR, we have exempted. We are not.
Ma'am, you are not audible, ma'am.
We are not instituting for any paper.
Hello,
If it is only paper cups, then you don't need EPR.
So we don't need any EPR. Can CPCB board provide any letter form that we don't need any EPR?
Why you require letter? EPR portal, if it is plastic,
not
four categories are there. You can apply for that.
Okay, thank you all.
Ma'am, please, can you repeat it again? Your voice is repeatedly discontinuing.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you all for the questions, and most of the queries have been clarified by my colleagues from head office as well as the officials and the speakers. Now I request Srimati Mahima, please kindly propose vote of thanks.
Thank you so much. Thank you all the participants. My sincere thanks to our member secretary Prashant sir and Divya Sinha ma'am and JC Babu sir, our regional director, for organizing this workshop to address the issues that posed by the industrial associations. So I thank Sri Ritesh Ji, Additional Director CPCB, to come offline and present the case here and to take up the questions as well. I thank all the speakers and all the participants as well. Thank you so much. And if there are any other queries, you may kindly address an email to on sup.cpcb@nic.in. Thank you all of you.
And we will try to share all the presentation made by all the speakers to all the participants who are requested. Okay, thank you all once again. Thank you all once again. Okay, close it. Close it. And that is, this would be 1 minute. 1 minute.
yourself.